Okay, so we're going to launch into part two. This will probably be another 4 hours. I'm just going to keep going over flooding you with data. It's all going to point to the same stuff over and over and over and over and over again. But it's going to be different data, but it's all got the same message. Just watch. Okay, so let me show you some. We ended on the Heineken commercial. Making New Friends is the name of that commercial. Well, you know that the whole point of the commercial is the guy shows up to a party, he rings the doorbell. It shows a different group of people that are in a different apartment, and it's very calm and peaceful there. And the guy's playing a musical note on the piano, but then there's a doorbell that rings, and so one apartment, the guy's playing the very calm place. He's playing the piano and that note is heard. But then there's a ring on the doorbell and they open it up and he goes in this wild flesh party. It has the number 6 on the door and then he goes around, shows he gets defiled, and then they kick him out, and then he notices the 6 is slipped upside down. He turns it to a 9 and it shows you 9/11 because he went to the flesh party and now he gets kicked out, like that was your life and now you're judged angel of the bottomless pit. Okay, let me show you something really amazing about this. Watch. I told you the name Cain, and Adam knew Eve, his wife, and it means a woman adulteress, and she conceived and bare Cain. Now watch. Right here. Cain, name of the first child. We just walk it back to the root of the word. It means in the original sense of fixity. Think of a penis and a vagina fixing themselves together, as in striking fast, spear. The original part of the word is to strike a musical note. That is chant or wail at a funeral, lament. Because when he went into the flesh party, did you notice there was a different musical note? Watch. See? So there is a change. Watch. You ever hear that old saying, oh, he changed his tune? Okay, well, let me show you something really fascinating. And then we're going to go to the Madonna video at whatever the Eurovision thing was. Then we're going to launch into the folders. I'm just kind of ad-libbing because some more stuff has come up. Now watch this. So at the end of the thing, he gets kicked out, and you see the number 11 behind him, and then he turns the 6 upside down, and it's 9/11. Angel of the bottomless pit. Satan. So 9/11 equals Satan, the angel of the bottomless pit. Watch. Okay, now I didn't notice this until just the other day, just last night after I loaded the video. Established 1873. Really? I don't believe that anymore. Anyway, when I see these numbers, even if it was when they're established, I look them up. Let's look up Strong's 1873. Okay, here we go. Strong's 1873. To listen, to hearken unto. Just like to strike a musical note. Watch. Properly to listen attentively with the implication of heeding and responding to what is heard. Well, what happened in the commercial? What was the very first thing? It started with a musical note, and then he responds to this different note and goes into the flesh party. Do you think that's possible? That's just so impossible. And then he comes out, he gets thrown out of the flesh party like we all do. We all die. We get thrown out of the flesh party. And then what's left is they spun him in a complete circle when they threw him out the door. 9/11, angel of the bottomless pit. You got your flesh party, but now guess who gets you? The angel of the bottomless pit. And then it says sometimes the wrong party is the right party. Oh, okay. Let's look at Madonna real quick. Ready? So let's get rid of Heineken. I just saw this last night, as a matter of fact. Now, Madonna comes out on stage, and let me show you something right here. When she comes out on stage, do y'all know what that is right there? Let me help you perceive it. I want you, look, watch this. Let me show you how to proceed it. Just really squint your eyes, really squint them. And that'll tighten up all the shadows in the line. You're looking at the devil with red eyes with a black line through them. And I'll show it to you right now. Here you go. So here's the devil. Now this part right here, this is the outline of the eye right here, all there. Look at the black, squint your eyes. There's the black slit through the eye. Here's the other eye, black slit through the eye. And then here's the bottom jaw, mouth. Like you can see it, just squint your eyes like an alien. And there's the horns. So now let's take a look at these guys. And now I've counted these guys. Watch. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Now, I counted them both several times. There are 19 guys on both sides. Well, don't you think it's interesting that this is what I'm doing in Grand Junction? It's V and the number 4 is in the middle, right side up, upside down. And it's V for vengeance this way, and then upside down, V for vengeance that way. And it makes a big red X. And look at the color scheme. It's red and black and white on all the gear. That's what the Lord told me to do. Well, so here is this big demonic devil shadow art. There's 19 guys here. There's 19 guys here. That means slaughter, slaughter. What's 19 and 19? 19 and 19, 38, right? Let's do Strong's 38. Well, what are they doing? Well, like, let's just, before we look it up, what is it that I've been showing you in the last 4 hours of video? Well, there's one race of being that's slaughtering the sheep, and they want to get rid of all the sheep so they can establish their own race, just like the Twin Towers represented Cain and Abel, male and female energies, the devil and the devil's race and Adam's. They blend together, and then over the history of the world, it's a self-cannibalization thing because you have your own evil twin, doppelganger. They turned you upside down because the host body was a snare that turned God's angels upside down. And so then when you die, you get thrown out of the party, and the angel, 9/11, and the angel of the bottomless pit, Satan gets you. And you go into a hive situation where there's weeping and gnashing of teeth, and you're stuck in there being consumed by one of these creatures from the pit, and you're the food source for one of them, like your own evil doppelganger. The good you turn to the bad you, and you go to the pit and you become one of them. You get transmuted. That's called transmutation. That's why the Statue of Liberty is standing on top of an 11-pointed star called a hendecagram, which is a kelipot, which means a peel, shell, or a husk, housing the essence of holiness, one of God's angels. And itself is inherently evil, and it's attached to the Sitra Achra, the other side, the realm of evil. So this is just perfect data again. Now watch. So let's look up 38. Strong's Hebrew 38. Consecration, sanctification. Wow. The process of making or becoming holy, set apart, sanctification. The process of advancing in holiness. Now, listen to this. Think about them. They're becoming more like their master. And that's their sanctification, just like the Twin Towers. Get rid of the two and get one because they're all becoming one thing. So to them, it is a process of them becoming holy. They turn everything upside down and backwards. They call good bad and bad good. Look, here's this guy right here, and I've had this. I forgot who sent it to me. I think Michael. Yeah, Michael Spear. But I can show this stuff to you all day long. I mean, all day long. I'm just going to show an example that they use the word holy to show getting rid of all the sheep. Look, holy freedom. And this guy's got this woman, so there's the freedom you want. And look what holy means. Holy is cutting off the head of a sheep. Holy freedom. Holy freedom. He's got the female on his shirt. So This whole ad for Holy Freedom for, this guy's line of clothing and bikes, motorcycle stuff. Holy means getting rid of all the sheep. That's what it means. Let me show you one more shirt before we do the Madonna. This is an Obey shirt, and it's like the capstone of the pyramid, and it says Outsiders Paradise. Well, who are the outsiders? God's angels, just like the altar of St. Peter. Lucifer was the light bringer. He brought the Elohim, the light, the shining ones, the Elohim. He brought them here. So the outsiders, and they thought they were going to paradise, some other Eden, and look what happens. Oh, they're all piled up skulls, and look at the tree, look at the skull. The fruit falling off is like a coconut under the tree. There's that established thing again. Since 1989. Well, I already know what 19 means. 19 means to slaughter. Look at the pile of skulls. Look at just how many skulls there are. There's a lot of skulls. So there's a pile of skulls, and they're inside the triangle, which is their system that represents the pyramid. And the number 19 means to slaughter right here. But what does the number 89 mean in the Strongs? 89 means unceasingly, without remission, incessantly, properly, nothing left between, without any unnecessary interval. So they're washing out the sheep in the entire system. We're going to do a whole folder that's all sheep, and your jaw is going to unhinge. I've had people draw images of me with dead sheep on my face. I said they would do it, and they did it. I said, Alex, I'll bet you $1 million he draws a picture of me, puts an image of a dead sheep. How did I know that? He would go, hey, Johnny, how you doing? Close his eye, wink his eye, wink, stick out his tongue. There's the all-seeing eye. Because his eye, when one eye's closed, that's the other eye. That's the eye of Satan looking right at you, the angel of Balaam's pit. Because your eye is double. So when he closes one eye, that's straight to the pit looking right at you. Neither let them that are my enemies wrongfully rejoice over me. Neither let them wink with the eye that hate me without cause. And they all do it. That's one way you can identify them. I'll make my case in point very quickly again. Watch. And so I'm just going to go off on, what I do. I'm going to jump from thing to thing, because when it pops in my brain and I can show it to you very quickly, then I'll show it to you very quickly. Watch this. I saw this last night as well. Okay, Keanu Reeves, I believe, was... Let's see. Hang on. Okay, hopefully it's right here. Okay, that's unfortunate. Okay, so here is the Stephen Colbert. I just saw this last night. Look how he started his program, having Keanu Reeves, who did the John Wick series. He had him on as a guest. Watch how he starts. Watch. Ready? Look at him. Look at him. He's got one eye closed. Well, you've heard this guy talk about Trump, right? Just absolute vitriol. Look, thumbs up. That's your little scorpion stinger. Eye closed. There you go. He's one of them. That's how you can tell. Okay, let's just keep going. Did that. Let's go back to the folder right here. I'm sorry, let's see. I think I already dropped it out. There it is. To slaughter incessantly. 1989 on the t-shirt. Okay, well, here's Madonna doing whatever this thing is she's doing. Some video, Eurovision thing. So here is it's a big demonic skull with horns, like an alien. There's the eye with the black slit in it. There's the eye with the black slit in it. There's the mouth, like the front of the jaw. There's the horn. There's the horn. There's 19 guys here, and there's 19 guys here. Okay, slaughter. They're in a perfect twin system, 19 and 19. It's showing that they become one thing now. Watch. The process of making or becoming holy, set apart, sanctification, transformed by the Lord into his likeness. Well, who's their Lord? It's the devil. Now watch. Madonna comes creeping out from behind there. So let me get down to the bar where she comes out. And then I want to, let's see. I want to see her pop open. So there she is. And she has this. And, I haven't gotten really too close a look at it. It kind of looks like the Ouroboros. But on one side, she's got a cross. And the other side, she's got a serpent. But watch. Let me see if I can move this because I don't really want a lot of her audio in there. That's really annoying. Let me just shrink this down a little bit. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm having a little bit of trouble moving this thing around. Okay, let's see if I can get to the... Oh, I know what's up. There it is. Sorry. Okay, here we go. Let me turn that audio way down. So here she is. She's going to reveal herself now. Okay. Remember, what am I supposed to do in Grand Junction? I'm supposed to jump a parachute that says V for Vengeance. It's just like that. Okay? V for Vengeance, and it makes a red X with a right side up V and an upside down V that came together to make a red X. That's what I'm supposed to do. Okay, watch this. So she pops it off, and she's got an X over her eye. She's got an X on her chest. She's like, oh, it's all female chromosome stuff. 2X, female sex chromosome. She's got 19 guys on each side, slaughter, slaughter, and then she's got 19 and 19 is 38, and it means transformed by the Lord into his likeness. And the likeness they're talking about, that they've been transformed into the likeness of their Lord, is that thing that's behind her, which is the devil. Transformed into his likeness, slaughter, slaughter. Transformed into his likeness. And she comes out and she's got an X over one eye representing the eye of Lucifer that he's been watching everybody with above ground the whole time. And then this whole body is taken by an X. There you go. Now, I'm not going to get into all her little cryptic stuff, but I'm going to get into this part right here. Watch what she says to this girl. Listen.
They are so naive. They think we are not aware of their crimes.
They think we're not aware of their crimes. So this is a collective consciousness of insects from the pit speaking through a host body. That's Lucifer talking through her. That's the angel of, well, when I say Lucifer, let's call him who he is now. He was Lucifer. Now he's Satan. He's Apollyon. Abaddon. So now Abaddon is speaking right through Madonna, saying, oh, they're so naive. They don't think we see their deeds. Listen.
So naive. They think we are not aware of their crimes.
They're not aware of their crimes. She turns her upside down. Huh. Let's see what's next.
But we are just not ready to act.
We're just not ready to act. And she yanks her head back again. Weird. Now.
Inside of us.
Oh, yeah, listen to this. Hang on one sec. I'm sorry. I kind of blew that.
No. But we are just not ready to act. The storm isn't in the air. It's inside of us.
The storm, we're just not ready to act. The storm isn't in the air. It's inside of us. And she just showed doppelgangers. Are you kidding me? This is so obvious now. They're a joke. They're a total joke. Look. Look what she says. And look what they show on the screen.
Not ready to act. The storm.
See? doppelganger, twin system, Cain, Abel. Look at this girl laying there upside down, head down. Listen.
Isn't in the air, it's inside of us.
Okay, that's wonderful.
I want to tell you about love and loneliness. But it's getting late now. Can't you hear outside of your supreme hoodie
I mean, this is nothing more than a pure demonic proclamation from the pit through a host body of what he's going to do. He's just telling you what I'm going to do. There it is. What did I tell you? Cain and Abel, cannibal. She just said the whole thing I've been talking about. I just saw this last night. I'm like, same old thing. They always do the same thing. Okay, so let's go past that. And let's get into the folders now. Let's start doing the folders. I'm going to drop, I'll leave the Strongs up. I'm going to leave alphabet numbers up. I want to remind you all also, I am wearing this shirt. That's the FIFA World Cup. See it right there? It's a scorpion stinger. And it's a human right there with his arms up. And that's an isotoxal star, which means edge transitive, like you became your own evil twin. See how perfect this data is every single time? It's pretty crazy, isn't it? Pretty wild. It's just so nuts. Okay, but let's go. Let's just get it. Let's get it going. We're gonna go into folder 1. This is new folder 1. Okay, so this right here is a neighborhood watch sign. We're going to see that again in just a minute. If you have eyes to see, that's a sheep getting its head cut off. Now, don't you find it interesting? It's a neighborhood watch sign because Satan's got his eyes on you all the time. He has one eye in every single person on the planet. And in a lot of them now, because they've washed out all the sheep, they've got both his eyes. And once that Spirit of the Lord is removed out of the way, here comes the beast. The beast will be unleashed. Because remember the Jaguar commercial? We've already created a beast. Now it's time for a whole new animal using the same potent DNA, but more ruthlessly efficient. Wow. I mean, you can't think this up. It's perfect. Every time, same thing. So there it is. So that's a neighborhood watch sign. I wonder why it keeps doing that. That's a neighborhood watch sign, but that's a sheep getting its head cut off, and we're going to go into a folder that shows that. Now, this is the first thing I saw the night I got saved, and I'm going to briefly... The Lord told me in a hotel room, I was standing in a hotel room, this blanket of energy just comes down on top of me, and I look at my girlfriend, Eleuthera, and I'm just buzzing. My whole body's buzzing, and I hear this voice say, Jonathan, read the tags and the clothes you're carrying, the tag. And I looked at Lou and I said, some source is communicating with me, telling me to read the tags and the clothes I'm carrying. I threw the first shirt down, I read 100% nylon. And I was like, that doesn't make any sense. And I heard the Lord say, turn it upside down. That's what resolved every single thing you've seen at this ministry. That's the rock. The rock is Christ. So we're already upside down. So to see the truth, we got to turn it the other way, which is actually up. That's what it means. Jesus said, and I will open the door. It means to turn up because you're upside down already. Your host body made you upside down contrary to the Spirit of God. That's why the Vatican is an upside down cross and the keyhole has been locked and turned into a serpent. Because when you turn that cross upside down, that's the whole building, it turns into a serpent, which is you and me and everybody. We are the serpent, but we got saved. Okay, here we go. So there it is, 100% nylon. You turn it upside down. I read it like this. I didn't read %001. I went 100% no lion. And then my whole body just lit up. I was like, what is this? What's going on? That was the Lord zapping me with his spirit. He was like, you got it. That's when I was called to service. And I was called with the total truth in the very first thing I saw. The very first communication 17 years ago. That was the first thing the Lord did. Turn it upside down. Bill, why do you think in Matthew 16, Jesus told Peter, he said all his disciples, who do people say that I am? And some say you're John the Baptist, some say you're Elias, one of the prophets, Jeremiah. Everybody was wrong because a person can't tell you who he is. And then he says, well, who do you say that I am? And Simon Peter said, I say, it's really Simon Bar-Jonah, I'm sorry. Simon Bar-Jonah, Simon Bar, son of Jonah. Simon Bar-Jonah said, I say you're the Messiah, the Son of the living God. And so Jesus said to him, don't forget, who's Jesus? He's Emmanuel. He's the Father in the flesh. And so he says to Peter, blessed art thou, Simon Bar-Jonah, for flesh and blood did not reveal this to you, but my Father who is in heaven. And I will call you Petros. And that means little piece of rock. And upon this rock, Petra, which is the foundation, I will build my church. And I will give to you the keys to the kingdom of heaven. So when Peter was crucified, when at his death in John 21, Jesus told him, hey, he denied him 3 times. Peter saw Jesus on the shore. He jumped off the boat, swam over to him, and it was Jesus, the risen Christ. Well, Peter had denied him 3 times. Well, there he is, risen from the grave on the shore while they're fishing, and they pull in all these fish. He's like, it's the Lord. So he swims over, and Jesus looks at him and says, Peter, do you love me? And he says, yes, Lord, you know I love you. Then he said, feed my sheep 1 time. Why did he call him son of Jonas? He already named him Petros back in Matthew 16 before he was crucified. And then he said a second time, Simon, son of Jonas, do you love me? He called him son of Jonas again instead of Peter. And he said, yes, Lord, you know I love you. Then he said a second time, feed my sheep. What are all the images I show you guys? Oh, dead sheep. Altars that are dead sheep. Sheep, 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 and more sheep that are being slaughtered. Just showed you a t-shirt with the sheep's head cut off. So feed my sheep. A third time, Simon, son of Jonas. Oh, like the sign of Jonah, 3 days in the belly of the fish. Jesus was 3 days in the belly of the earth. And for this generation, the sign of Jonas is the 3-time feed my sheep, but here it comes. Peter, when you were older, you went where you wanted, but when you're younger, you'll stretch out your arms, and others will take you where you don't want to go. Jesus told this to Peter to signify what kind of death he would die to glorify God. He died upside down on a cross. That's why Jesus told him, I'll give you the keys to the kingdom of heaven. Jesus was right side up. Peter was upside down. Jesus is the massive rock. Peter had the key, and he knew he was being crucified upside down to show and bear witness to the system that's right side up, upside down. And those are opposing things, and to get converted, you got to turn one of them right side up. Boop, and you got converted. There's the whole mystery of everything right there. And it's all scriptural, right there in the scriptures. I will give you the keys to the kingdom of heaven, Matthew 16. And John 21, 3 times, do you love me? Do you love me? Do you love me? Feed my sheep, feed my sheep, feed my sheep. How do I feed the sheep? How did I feed you? I just turn everything upside down. Oh, by the way, Peter, your death is going to glorify God. You got crucified upside down. I'm doing the same exact thing Peter did. I'm feeding the sheep by turning things upside down to show you the truth. Jesus is the truth. And they know you're caught in their system that's upside down and backwards. And they know you'll never figure it out, even though it's right there in front of you all the time. Pretty profound, huh? Watch. Okay, so that was the first thing the Lord told me. And then right after I go out the back of the hotel and I pray with an angel and I pray, Our Father to heaven, water and light comes down on me. I get saved. The Holy Spirit is just literally beaming out of me. It's like a scene from Star Trek or something. I am just lit up. And then after I'm lit up, after praying to a male, our Father who is in heaven, and then water and light comes down on me, and I'm just, I look like the guy in the Passion of Christ that stabs Jesus in the side with the spear. Did y'all see the Passion of Christ? You remember the scene where they break the guy's legs, and the guy's going to break Jesus's legs, but in the Bible it says he didn't have not a bone was broken, and the guy's going to hit Jesus, and then the earthquake, and the guy falls to the ground, and then the captain of the Romans goes, here, check him, and he throws him a spear, the spear of Longinus, and he sticks it in Jesus' side, and then water and blood hits him in the face. He's like, and then all of a sudden he just falls to the ground. He's like, that was me in the alley. I was just like stupefied. What just happened? I was beaming I was clean. I was spotless. And I was like, and then Michael looks at me and says, you say Hail Mary. And I looked at him like, why? Because all of a sudden I knew it was wrong, but I didn't even know how I knew it was wrong. I was raised Catholic. But the spirit that had taken up residency, the spirit of the Father, the Holy Spirit, was in me now. So now even the words that come out of my mouth have to go through that spirit. So he allowed me to start saying the words, and then I start feeling the light leaving my body, praying to the Virgin, Hail Mary. Well, here's an image of the Virgin. Well, if you turn it upside down like the 100% nylon, the Virgin turns into a dead sheep with a rainbow because the Virgin is stealing the light from the sheep. Oh, we're the Elohim, aren't we? We're the shining ones. And you turn those shining ones upside down into dead sheep by getting them hooked up with the Virgin. This is a no-brainer now, isn't it? Isn't that why the Catholic Church worships the Virgin? Because that's where they get their food source from. That's how they populate the pit with their new race. Now, here's Jesus in Matthew 27:45. Isn't it perfect that now from the 6th hour there was darkness over all the land until the 9th hour, right? 6th hour to the 9th hour. Wait a minute. 6th hour to the 9th hour. Okay, so where is this guy? He's in the flesh party and he gets kicked out. Let's see, there's the 11. And here we go. 6 and 9. Oh, isn't that fascinating? It's right there in the Bible. Now there was darkness from the 6th hour. There was darkness all over the land until the 9th hour, judgment. And so, just like Peter was crucified upside down, that represents the flesh. And you turn it right side up, judgment. And your judgment, if you get converted, is annulled. There's no longer a sentence against you because you got converted. It's perfect. Again, it's the most simple thing in the world, but a child could understand it, but someone that has unconfessed sin can't get it. Okay, so now here, y'all know it's a twin system. Heck, we just saw it in the Madonna video. We just saw a 6 and a 9. That's a twin system. So now, let's look at, just an example of a place you see all over the United States. Twin liquors. See the V and the V intersecting to make a W? They love using that. So let's apply that to the city of Waco. I'm going to click on Waco, Texas, and we're going to apply the key to the kingdom of heaven, the key of David to this. So here is Waco, and so see the V and the V making the W, and they went up here and they did a W with a star and a crescent moon. The crescent moon represents a uterus birthing a star, an angel, and they put a star on both sides representing the twin system. Well, all you have to do is turn this upside down to see what it really is. So when we turn it upside down, it becomes 9/11 again. See, look, there you go. I'm not lying to you. It's also like the Twin Towers too. So you turn it upside down. Let me move that little banner. There's the number 9. And then 11, and it's the crescent moon, Islam birthing the goat. There it is, the star, the sigil of Baphomet. Because Islam is a religion of convert or die. If you believe Christ is the Messiah, you're an infidel, and all infidels get their head cut off. Do you remember what you saw in the little video, the first 4 hours? About the grubs that one day they'll be cutting off heads with their pinchers? It's a natural manifestation of what they are. And they'll just be using guillotines. Yep, that's it. There you go. Okay, so now we know there is a twin system, and I'm going to do this to make it easy for your understanding. So I'm going to take this guy over here, and I'm going to make him one of the V's, and then the blue guy, and I'll take this guy. I should have made them opposite colors, and this guy another one. So that's the twin system, the V and the V, twins, W, and that's why Jesus was crucified in between the two U's. In V and V, 5 and 5, and Jesus was crucified in between to make the both one, but not an X chromosome, a Y chromosome. Our Father, do you see the perfection again? Wow. It's always going to be like this. This whole video is going to be all perfection. Here is an image of the Virgin without a face. I'm going to take this image of the Virgin and I'm going to go right like this and put it right in the negative space of that scorpion tail, because look, you see the scorpion right there? The guy that got this tattoo knows it's really the Virgin. There you go. The Virgin sits. So I had Dave the Wave just cut out the head of the Virgin and stick her right in the scorpion tail, because that's the sting of death. Okay, here's another image of like the Virgin, but it's a bug because that's what's in the pit. Okay, here's a girl that's taking off her clothes, and this guy thinks it's going to grow something really great, but he's really having sex with a bug by proxy. You know what proxy is? Like an avatar system. They have their above ground race, but it's really bugs. Those are just the ones above ground that are getting the food for the pit. They're out harvesting souls for the pit, all above ground. They led God's people astray. We're like sheep to the slaughter. We're led to the slaughter all day long. Now everything makes sense, doesn't it? That's why the FIFA jersey is a scorpion tail with an isotoxal star and a human that's being transmuted into a scorpion race from the pit. And we're going to do this for the next 4 hours and prove it. Here's a great image of a guy having sex with a scorpion, which is really no different than just having sex with the host body system, because the one that runs the host body system is the angel of the bottomless pit. And who's the angel of the bottomless pit? It's Satan, and Satan is the king. They had a king over them. Who had the king over them? The scorpions from the pit, the locusts that have tails like scorpions. And they're up here sending all the food down to the pit so they can get their new race of beings. That's what's going on. Okay, let me do this. This is really annoying when this thing pops up. Okay, there we go. Okay, so just like ants collect honeydew, this is really annoying. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Just like the ants, this ant's collecting honeydew off the back of an aphid, they're collecting honeydew right out of the penis, because every host body that doesn't get the soul inside, that doesn't get redeemed, ends up being food for the pit. So the honey for the pit is sperm. That's where it all comes from. That's the most basic element. That's what it got taken down to. That's why Kehinde Wiley, I showed you. He said, I like to make little stabs at the male bravado. So I like to take it down to the most basic element, sperm, and put it in my paintings and put a sperm on Barack Obama's forehead. Not just one, but two, one being consumed by a serpent. Wow. This is all just, you can't even think this stuff up. It's just so crazy. I'm sorry, I know I'm like in a little monotonous. I'm still pretty tired. Okay, look, so let me show you some about the Vatican right here. Most people don't and have never seen this. The Vatican facing this way is a dragon coming up out of the sea. And I can show it to you. This is from the map of the Vatican right here. And I put an alligator rising up out of the water right next to this. It's the same thing. This right there just coming up. So the Vatican one way is a serpent. When you look at it from the other direction, it's this. It's the dragon. And it's the beast rising out of the sea. So there's the Vatican. You've seen that plenty of times. It's a serpent wearing a crown. And you've seen this. But this is just a phenomenal image. And this is their thing right here. You know, the sheep. That's it. Look at that image right there. That's their gold. That's the golden honey for the hive is semen. Well, if it's semen, what is the semen? What is the composition of the semen? Angels. So what are they really eating? Not just semen, but angels, because the semen is the medium to get that angel's essence into a host body. The only way to get his essence in there is he got caught in the snare, he listened, you know, like the Heineken commercial established in 18 whatever it was, 18 whatever the number was. It means to listen and to obey. So they listened to Lucifer and they obeyed the call, and they ended up here in this system. They were led astray. It fits exactly with Ezekiel 28. Exactly. So there it is. And so they built a big altar to Lucifer, donning his own creation. And that is the reason why the Pope stands inside. This Pope stands inside the Vatican, and he has his cantor, which means singer, sing to Lucifer donning his own creation. Pope sings to Lucifer. Okay, Pope sings to Lucifer right here. Okay, now see, this is all true. Because, see, Lucifer is the one that led him astray and said, hey, I can offer you this other Eden. It's all flesh, and don't worry, you won't die. You'll be co-creators and be like gods. No, you're gods that got trapped in a host body, because Jesus said it. Don't your own scriptures say that you're Elohim, gods, angels, magistrates of the supreme God? Do not your own scriptures say, I said you're gods? He was Psalm 82 verse 6. I have said you're gods, Elohim, angels. You're all children of the Most High, but you're going to die like men. You're going to fall like one of the princes. How obvious is this now? It's so obvious. That's why they built a big altar to it. Okay, so now watch. Now they're singing in front of that altar. So this guy's called the cantor, and he's singing in Latin. Why do you think he's singing in Latin? Because all the people that are there openly worshiping Lucifer know it. They know what's up, but all the sheep that are being led there, like when I was a child, my mom used to like to go to midnight mass, and they would do it in Latin, and they'd be singing in Latin. It's like, what the hell? I took Latin in school, though, in high school. I was like, what's up? And so they're singing in Latin because none of the sheep that are being led to the slaughter sing Latin, do they? Do you know Latin? How's your Latin? Sum est, sunt. Declining I am, right? Okay, well, here we go. So let's watch him sing to Lucifer in front of a big dead sheep with dragons all over the posts all around him. I'm sorry, I didn't read that for you, but let's read it real quick. His flame, flamias eus Lucifer matutinos invienat. His flame dawning his own creation. Why do you think he's called the goddess of the dawn? He used the female host body system to get the men, to get God's angels. That was the bait. May I say, O Lucifer, who knows no setting. Well, these guys are straight up singing to an altar of Lucifer bringing the Elohim here, donning his own flesh creation. This is just perfection again. I mean, again, all glory to the Lord God. No human could deliver what you're getting right now. Nobody. Nobody. And not give the glory to the King. The only reason I can do this is because the Spirit of the King came inside me the night I got saved and opened my eyes, and I happen to have a sunglass company called Vampires. Really? Cain and Abel, Cannibal, Johnny, Vampire, whatever. Okay, yeah. It's probably just a coincidence. Uh-oh, Christus, Filius, Tus. I know those words. Filius, like Caesar, ete brute filia mia. No. Christ is not his son. This is where it comes off the rails, and this is where the deceit is. Christ, your son.
Humano generis serenus iluxit, et tecum vivit et regnat in saecula saeculorum.
And when you say amen, it says it is so. Now look where they're all at. Look at this. So all these people are singing, but what's right here, these big four pillars, guess what's on all four corners of that thing is the papal regalia, which should be right here next. It is. So these big pillars right here, let me show you. These big pillars right here, this is what's on all four corners of the pillars looking at the sheep. Now you can't, the people are standing in front of them right now, but I'll put it right there, and on the other side. So so whatever these like weird carvings are have something to do with their, their religious dogma that's hidden right in front of your face. They hide it in plain sight because they know no one will take the time to sit there and draw that stuff in except Jonathan. That's so crazy. So let's have a look at this thing. Let's just have a look. Okay, let's just take a look at this thing. Hang on 1 second. Let me move this thing just a bit. Okay, so check it out. Let's do this for just a moment. I want everybody let's do a little exercise, okay? So let's take a look at this thing that's on the corner, just without me doing any, exposure to it. What is this? What's this supposed to be? Well, if you're looking at it at face value, well, you're supposed to see this thing's a key right here. Well, look at the cross right in the center of it, right? Wow. Well, here's another key that goes this way, so they make an X, don't they? Well, this is some guy's face right here with his hair. And you got 1, 2, 3 bees. I mean, and here's a crown. And here's a rope that goes through one side and goes through the other side. I mean, let me ask you a question, an honest question. What could that possibly be? I mean, you know what I mean? Just looking at it at face value. What is it? That doesn't make any sense. What, you got 2 keys and some guy in the middle? See, obviously it has some meaning, or why would you carve out something that intricately and make sure it's on all 4 corners of the altar? Well, let me just show you how simple it is. That's an eye, that's an eye, that's a mouth. That's the Queen of Heaven right here. And let me get this a little better. That's an eye, and that's a mouth. And this is like a headdress. See, like going around her, and this is all, well, you see the slit right there? So if you just block that in right there, and there's a slit, to block that in, there's a slit. Those are the eyes of a dragon. And then there's the horn of the dragon. There's the other horn of the dragon. Then you're coming down. Look at the nostril of the dragon right here. Look at the guy's face right here. There's one guy right here. But the nostril has a guy. See the eye, nose, and mouth? Eye, nose, and chin. So there's a guy right here, and there's another one over here. You just can't see it from that angle. So here's a nostril, and here's the tip of the nose. Ever hear this term hidden right under your nose? So here's the guy, look, and then the negative space, you see the black U? That's a slave collar, and he's a slave from the hive. So see, as I look at this thing and I'm like, oh, it's also a bird. There's the bird, and then you use the black outline of the slave collar as the beak. There's the other eye. There's the wing of the bird coming down. That's the tail. And so see, this is a very specialized gift of sight that the Lord God gave me. I'm able to see it and discern it, and then I take it and I just draw it in as I see it. Once I start drawing on it, I take on the mind of the artist, and I can see exactly what his intent was while he was doing the imagery. And that's how I just knock them off left and right. So then I get other images of the same thing from other vantage points or with better pixelation, and I'll sit there and I'll work on it until the Lord says you got it. And it's like laying hands on somebody, but different. It's supernatural, but it's knowledge. Can you see that this is like a female, like eye, mouth, and this is like kind of like a Dracula cape type thing. I think there was like a Star Wars movie where there's a clone army and there's these real tall beings that are aliens that are making the clone army for, I think Obi-Wan Kenobi goes there. It's kind of like that. Kind of reminds me of that a little bit. But that's a female. This is like the female mother goddess spirit. And that's on the outside of the Vatican right there. Well, that's the same thing as this, just a little bit differently without all the other stuff. And so again, look, it turns into a bird of prey. There's the eye, there's the beak, here's the wing, and here's the tail. Now, I've drawn this part and I've drawn it in so many times. It's female genitalia, like a cross section, labia. The penis going in makes the mouth of the devil. There's an eye, and there's the big horns. So and then this becomes a hive because the penis is going into the mouth of the devil again, and that's what forms the hive. That's why the mouth of the devil is consistently the female vagina in all these images. It's just insane, but it is what it is. The data doesn't lie. The data is perfect. And we know that neither shall you touch it lest you die. Let me show you and prove that real quick. Ready? Okay, Genesis 3 about the fruit. And so she says, in the midst of the garden, God has said, you shall not eat of it, neither shall you touch it. To lay the hand upon for any woman to lie, any reason to lie with a woman. Neither shall you touch it, lest you die. This is all Mother Goddess. Well, so if this is Mother Goddess, and it's an owl, and it turns into all these other things. And look at these dragons. The Lord had me redraw this, and look at that thing. That is so wicked. That is a dragon, and out of the mouth of the dragon comes the hive. Because the dragon speaks through every single human being on the face of the earth. It's his system. The dragon is the same as the serpent, is the same as the devil, is the same as Satan. Satan is Apollyon. The serpent, the angel of the bottomless pit, it's all the same. I'll prove it. Ready? Let's go to Revelation. And we'll go to Revelation 17. And this proves out, everything so you can wrap your brain around all this, because this is a lot of very heavy stuff. Watch this. Okay, and I do not do the NIV unless I just need a really washed down version of something. Okay, here we go. There we go, and let's see. Red and purple. Hang on, let's see. Hang on one second. Sorry about that. That was the woman that rides the beast. Yeah. Anyway, so here we go. It's Revelation 12. And there was a war in heaven, and Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. And the dragon and the dragon fought and his angels and prevailed not. Neither was there a place found any more in heaven. The queen of heaven. Okay, watch. And the great dragon was cast out. So the dragon was cast out. That old serpent called the devil. So the dragon is the old serpent that's called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth. Who's in the bottomless pit? Satan. And his angels were cast out with them. Okay, so the dragon, that old serpent, the devil, and Satan are all the same. Well, Satan's the angel of the bottomless pit. He's the king over what? The scorpions. He's the scorpion king, the king of the locusts that have tails like scorpions. So the dragon is the same, but think of the whole host body system as the mouth of the dragon, as an eye of the dragon, as an ear of the dragon that's being run from below like an invisible Bluetooth line from every single one in the pit. You got your own evil doppelganger and it attaches to you from the pit. And so you have a line from the pit and you have this line from heaven that's been disconnected. And in order to reconnect the line from heaven, you got to get turned upside down. That cuts that line and reestablishes your connection to the King of Kings, because Jesus came in the flesh, which is the dragon system, Satan's system, the dualistic system. And Jesus' purpose was to make one new man from the two, because you're your own evil twin enemy system. Perfection again. It's always going to pan out every time. Okay, so now we can see there. So this is a hive, and this is one of the slaves right under your nose. And the breath that goes in the nostrils of the dragon are two different, good and bad. That's what gives the dragon his breath. And then it's the queen of heaven. This is an eye, this is an eye, this is the mouth. And she's wearing a bonnet that's, the rest of this garb. And that's what you're looking at. This is truly absolutely the most fantastic, mind-boggling information on the planet, guys. Look at what we're looking at. It's just unbelievable. So let's take this and let's just do a little thing with it. Like, let's take the dragon right here. I'm going to enlarge this and I'm going to hold on to this. Watch. So that picture is going to enlarge and I'll go like this. I'll stretch this one out. And look, that's what's going on. Right there, on the other side, and it's all in front of the dead sheep that's a penis, a vagina, and all the Elohim turning into semen, and they're being harvested. All the angels are being harvested by the angel of the bottomless pit, which is Satan, Apollyon, which is the king of all the locusts from the pit. That's why there's a big bug there. It's so perfect. It's insane. It's like, it's so perfect. It's unbelievable. This is the meaning of the Word of God. Now that you know this, just apply this knowledge to every single Bible book you go through, knowing what you know now, and go reread it and go look up the definitions of the Word. And you're, oh yeah, just like I showed you Ezekiel, when Mike called me, when I called Mike in the truck to tell him the Lord told me I had to do this thing like Gideon, I was like, no, don't make me wear the Sky Vitamin stuff. That's just so embarrassing. It's just, And he's like, you got to take the step of faith before the thing goes down. Just like Gideon had to take the steps of faith and get rid of all his guys, I would have, dude, I would have been, guys, I would have been like, no way, I'm not letting all my guys go. No, they're like grasshoppers. And you want me to fight all those guys? We only got 10,000 guys right now. What are you kidding? Yeah, get rid of them. Everyone that wants to go home, have them raise their hands, send them home. I'd be like, really? I hate getting stabbed. And be like this. It's like, so this is where trust in God comes in. This is where real faith comes in. So Gideon did what he said. He's like, okay, everybody, y'all go home. And then the Lord's like, yeah, you still got too many guys. Be like, good. Really? Yeah, and that's how it's been with my life since I got saved. It's the same thing. It's just always impossible odds. Like I had to go fight for custody of my son in Minnesota against, someone who's a DuPont who had the #1 family law practice in Brainerd, Minnesota, representing her. And I was my own attorney and I won. It's like, whatever. And the Lord told me, you can do it. Had I not been my own attorney, I wouldn't have won. The Lord knew that I had to be pro se, otherwise the judge wouldn't have gotten to read all the information that I sent him. When he wrote me back my letter, he wrote, "Dear Mr. Kleck, I've read your voluminous document." Because I sent him this thing that's like this thick. And I sent all this proof. Had I had a lawyer, the lawyer would have said, nah, you can't use that. He's not going to accept that. But the judge has to take the position that you're not a lawyer when you're representing yourself. And it was a serious case. They were trying to throw me in prison for taking my son over interstate lines and not returning him. That's like kidnapping. And they're going to freaking throw me in the clink. And I wouldn't let him go back because he was being abused by my ex-wife's boyfriend. And I'm like, there's no way I'm sending this kid back. No way. I'll go to prison for it. I don't care. And so the Lord's like, well, you're going to represent yourself. I was like, really? You're not going to give me a lawyer? I can't even afford a lawyer now. I was really trying. My parents wouldn't help me. Nobody. And the Lord was like, you're going to do it yourself. And I'm like, that's so not cool. And then I became my own lawyer. And I filed such a good document that the judge he was required by law to read the whole thing. So when Judge Tonight got it, he read this document that was like almost an inch thick with all this stuff that I had gone to prove her affidavit had a bunch of lies and holes in it. So that's called aggravated perjury. So I proved using my documentation that the affidavit had what's called aggravated perjury, where you actually lied on purpose to change the outcome of the case. And I proved it. But had I had a lawyer, he would have said, you know what, the judge, we'll have to try and get that admitted as evidence and they'll object to it, blah, blah, blah. But because I sent it all in one document, the judge went through it all and I got this letter back and it said, "Dear Mr. Kleck, I have read your voluminous document." Those are the first words. And I was like, yeah, I have read your voluminous document. And although it is not properly before the court according to Lees versus Lees, Section 2, blah, blah, if you refile this within 30 days of the receipt of this letter, according to, you gave me some case number, within 30 days, you can open a new lawsuit for custody of your son, Trinity Kleck. And I was like, whoa, what the hell does that mean? They're trying to throw me in jail and have custody. And I was like, I don't even get it. So I went and I took it to my attorney here in San Antonio because I was fighting for my other 3 kids here in San Antonio. I was like, custody suit here, custody suit here. Just imagine the stress. I was like, dude, this is insane. And I won both. I won them both. Yeah. That's the Lord, not me. But the Lord knew that the judge wouldn't even look at half that information unless I was pro se. That's why he made me do it myself. And then when the judge wrote me back that letter, I took it to my attorney here in San Antonio. I was like, he goes, whatever you did, whatever you sent this judge, he totally believes you. He outlined the case law for you. And my attorney goes, dude, this judge is trying to give you your kid. And then a couple days later, because the opposing counsel got it, a couple days later, I get a call from my ex, and she's like, hey, look, if you give me your word, you will not try and keep our son from me out of hostility and vindictiveness because of what she was trying to do to me. She said, I'll give up. That's what she said. You know what's really funny? I was reading Isaiah 43, 3 times a week before that for a couple weeks while I was taking care of my mom with cancer. I'd walk into my mom's house and my mom would say out of nowhere, "Would you read Isaiah 43?" You know what it says? "I'll bring your sons from afar. I'll say to the north, give up." Isn't that weird? She was at the northernmost part of the United States. And I'm reading those words. "I will bring your sons from afar. I will say to the north, give up." And she literally said, "I'll give up and throw in the towel." And I got custody of my son. Just a little testimony of the way the Lord works. So anyway, back to what we're doing. So we have dragons, dragons, and more dragons. And you're going to see more dragons. And this is the system. And this represents DNA. And there's bees all over these pillars because that represents DNA. Okay, so here we go. Y'all have seen this. The whole thing's a big dead sheep. Bunch of guys on their face worshiping it. Now, this is just a really great image right here. That's a woman with a demon painted on the back of her hand, making a W. See? See the W made with her hand, and it's a hive on her face, and it's got like it's all wet with honey. And she's out there looking for honey, and here's just a girl with honey dripping down her face. Because, that's what guys are really interested in. I mean, if you see a beautiful girl, I mean, it's great that they're beautiful and you hang out with them, but there's an end game to it all, and that is usually sexual intercourse. And that's why this whole altar is built to be exactly that. A penis, ejaculating, angels melting to semen, Genesis 1 verse 2, and the spirit of Elohim moved over the semen. Okay, there it is, and there they are melting. There's the movie Lucy. I showed y'all the movie Lucy at the end of the movie. It's a bunch of sperm in heaven doing a 180, and then they go racing towards this light vortex, which is exactly what the altar in St. Peter's is. There's where the light comes beaming through this window with the dove, representing the Holy Spirit, representing all these angels that were encapsulated, that ended up in the system, and we end up going into a host body via a sperm. So our essence is carried, is the medium, and this, here it is, angels right here turning into sperm. So I can take this vortex from the movie Lucy and put it right there, and it's identical. There it is. Female reproductive system, when you turn it upside down, those who try and hide their plans, they turn everything upside down. So the female reproductive system was the plans that they're hiding. That's the way they're going to get all the angels. And then what's going to be the result of that? You're going to have the whole thing turns into a large bug harvesting angels, which are carried via semen. So the female reproductive system is harvesting angels. There's no way out of this. There's no way to argue with this. Here is male and female. Life is about making connections. This was just an advertisement I saw, and it says life is about making connections. He's upside down, she's right side up. He doesn't know what's going on. Here's a really good image I saw. It's like thugs here. It's thugs clothing, and it's a guy. It's a skeleton that's male with his hands over his eyes because he can't see. This is the one that's running the show going shh, because death is in control of the system. And this one has the hands and arms up here to make it look like a female, male and female. And this is the one running it going shh, because the whole system's vampiric male-female cannibalistic system. Two opposing energies in the same host body, which is death. Shh. And then the S, like Rihanna has on her finger, means slaughter, and then HHH is gematria for Jesus Christ. And HHH is 888, which is gematria for Jesus Christ, and also HHH is 888, which I believe means evil. Let's type that one into Strong's real quick. I like to know these things. But 888 is the gematria for Jesus Christ. But if we do it in the Strongs, I believe it means, let's see, 888. Yeah, loathsome, evil. Let's see. Let's see. to be evil, be bad. Okay, so slaughter, and then 888 is to be evil, to be bad, because the system is evil, but 888 is gematria for Jesus Christ, slaughter Jesus, because it's all about slaughtering the lamb that was slain from the foundation of the world. Slaughter Jesus. There it is. Again. Okay, let's go back. Let's go back to this album. Let's just keep working through it. You guys already know what happens when you turn the virgin upside down. It's a dead sheep. Here's the system you're caught in. This represents you. You are upside down being crucified in their system. And in order to get out of this, that's why Peter was crucified upside down. You got to turn the key back the other way and you're born of the Spirit. And you go from darkness to light. You make the things of the right hand as those of the left. Those of the left as those of the right. Those above as those below. And the way you do that, you just turn it upside down and the door opens. There it is again. The female reproductive system was designed by them to be the face of a bug. So your penis goes right in there. The female reproductive system is the entrance to the bug's kingdom in the bottomless pit. Because the sperm goes in there, there's an egg. The egg goes in, got another host body, got another one trapped. Perfection. Again, it's always perfect. This is pretty amazing. This girl's tattoo, and we'll see this in another place. That's a sheep. This is the eye of the sheep, eye of the sheep. This is the snoot of the sheep, tongue of the sheep, and there is a praying mantis birthing right out. Those are the ears. I've drawn it in. I've taken the time to draw these things in. Now, here is the system. This is super important. You remember the Heineken commercial with the guy playing the piano making one note, ding, and the guy ring, and then the guy opens the door. There's a whole different tune going on in the flesh party, wild party tunes, while in the other place it's peaceful and calm. Well, he went into the party pad, the flesh party. Yep. And so when he did, those two different sounds became the system, just like Cain and Abel. The name Cain means to strike a musical note. Well, imagine this. If you were able to hear God's voice as one race, and you mix that race with the race that's from the other side, from the pit, and you mix them together, you would have two different frequencies coming together, and you wouldn't know who you're listening to, angel on one shoulder, devil on the other, and you wouldn't trust your own thoughts anymore, which is the system you're in. So there's a good you, angel you, and there's a devil you. And you can't control it because that's what the host body system is. It's a snare for angels. Perfect. Now watch. Here's a perfect example. Remember the video I showed you with the male and the female pronucleus coming together, 23 chromosomes, 23, and then when they intersect, it makes the Under Armour symbol. If I rotate this the other way, it's under. But look, this is one frequency, this is another frequency, and look what's going on in here. You got a mixture of the frequencies, and now you understand the system. Watch. So now I'll just move those over and put a V and a V in each one. There's a W. And who runs this frequency? The X chromosome. The female runs that dualistic system. And who runs that? The angel of the bottomless pit. Perfection, again, in data. Here we go. Let's change the V to a star. Okay, so we're going to change the V, which represents the number 5, and the blue one and the red one. One has life, one doesn't have life. And we're going to change it to a star. So you have a right side up star and an upside down star. Now, I got these at the grocery store. They had them for 4th of July. And I thought this would be a great time to give you guys a little, prop. Okay, so here we go. Here's an upside down blue star. This thing has no life. Okay, it represents the scorpions from the pit. Okay, it is blue. Now, here's a red star, and I'm going to put it right side up. Okay, let me intersect them exactly. Okay. There is a right side up star. that's red and an upside down star together. That's the system. Okay, now that's a cannibalistic system. In the center of the hendecagram, you take an angel and you turn it upside down and it turns into the Church of Satan, the sigil of Baphomet. Now watch, I'll show you very simply using those same things. Okay, here's Obey clothing line. This is really just the center of the hendecagram showing the cycle. So here it is. So Obey clothing, that's the Ouroboros on the guy's shirt. It says obey because you have to obey the flesh. You do what the flesh tells you because the flesh is the flesh. So there's the serpent eating its own tail. What do you have right here? A right side up star and an upside down star. By the way, that's Andre the Giant right there they used. That's who that is supposed to be, Andre the Giant, the wrestler. So there you go. That's absolutely perfect. Here's, let's see. Here's male and female. I'll just do it again. There it is. That's the system. So let's take a tattoo now. Very simply, we'll take this girl's got a female tattoo. A tattoo of this girl. Look right here. And then when you turn it upside down, what is it? Well, those are horns. These things right here become horns. Just turn it upside down and it's like a goat, isn't it? Wow. Weird. Why would you do that? Why would you go do that? Why would you have some weird girl with some weird clothing on? Well, because you're really the goat and you're just showing everybody in public who you really are. Because they all know each other. You know, they're all like, hey, what's that? I'm one of you. Hey. That's why when people wink at you, you know you're in the presence of the enemy. There it is. Look at the eyes. Nice eyes. It's like that's a no-brainer. It's a goat. Goats have eyes like that. So this is the system. Right side up cross, upside down cross. You're in it. So here's, now we're going to start going through. Here's male and female. This represents the double-headed phoenix, which is us. Male and female in one body. You got one, the female goes to the angel of the bottomless pit that created the system using the host body to capture God's angels. And you have, this is the system. Now, here's a clothing line called Hal Vortex. And so let's look at this system. Oh, wow, it's a W, and it's got the two pillars connecting, kind of like Hillary Clinton's logo. And it also, like a frequency. And it's right side up Hal and upside down Hal. So this is so pervasive now that I've shown it to you. You're going to go everywhere and see the stuff. It's going to be everywhere. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, it's on air conditioning companies. It's on plumbing companies. It's on florist companies. It's everywhere. Because you're in their world. This is Satan's backyard. It's his playground. Okay, now, here's Audience Hall. I think I showed this to you last night. It's in the shape of, this is a serpent head. It's right alongside the other serpent. You got one serpent, two serpent. One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. And so, then the Pope on the inside sits right between the fangs of a serpent and speaks, Audience Hall. And then this is supposed to be Jesus coming up out of, you know, it's like, it's called La Resurrection, the resurrection. It's supposed to be a apocalyptic, you know, whatever it is. You can go look it up, but it's total nonsense. It's just a way of showing the fiery flying serpent coming out of the pit because that's the head of a serpent, guys. And then there's the wing, fiery flying serpent. Now, let me show you a really amazing picture right here with the whole Vatican complex. And then some. So here is the serpent right here with the tongue sticking out. And it's a pregnant serpent. There's the tail. And look, it goes straight into the winding river. But look what's it right at the end. Right here is this 5-pointed star. And do you know what this is? This is this castle mausoleum. And look what it is. The whole thing's a sheep with its eyes closed and the tongue sticking out. The entire building and grounds makes a dead sheep, and it's a key. Look. So when you turn this upside down, well, the sheep, this just turns into an upside down star again, and that's the Church of Satan. There it is. Look. So there it is. I just Went from the other direction. Oh, I'm sorry. I hate it when it does that. I got to get some water here in a sec. I actually really like some coffee. Okay, here we go. Ready? So we'll take this and we'll just come from the other direction, turn it upside down. Ready? So, upside down, it's the Church of Satan. Dead sheep, Church of Satan. The whole darn thing is a key. Peter, I will give to you the keys to the kingdom of heaven. St. Peter's Basilica. Basilica, royal abode of the basilisk. Basilisk, legendary serpent that kills with its breath because it's stealing your spirit, breath. Angel, demon, pneuma. I showed it to you, Ephesians 2. Breath, pneuma, current of air. The demon is stealing the breath of the angel. Oh. Got him. I totally got him, man. Can't argue with it, can ya? Here's a really nifty view from way up high. This is really crazy. This is so insane. Y'all know what this is. Okay, y'all see the sheep way down there? You see the sheep? Look at it from up here. Do y'all know what's down here on the floor? This is a robot. This is artificial intelligence right here. And it's wearing a crown. Eye, mouth, crown, the steps. From taking the life energy from the angels, creating AI. Now, I know a lot of people might be going, no, Clark, I guarantee you that's exactly what it is. You know why? Go watch iRobot. Do you know what a robot really is? It has no free will. That's what a robot is, no free will. You do what you're programmed to do. We have free will. We can choose. We're not robots. But once we get the system taken over, then the robots have taken over, haven't they? Because they have no free will anymore. That's why when you take the mark of the beast, you're done for good. Isn't this just amazing stuff? You see how I can just go and just go all day, just go. Because once you know it, you know, I can show it to you everywhere. I can pick up a guitar and show it to you. I can go over to the piano and show it to you. I can go anywhere and show it to you. It's all the same. The whole thing. It's everywhere. What I mean is there's a truth in the manufacture of even cars. Look at your steering wheel. It's a bug with its mandibles on your crotch. So here we go. Here is St. Stephen's right here. It's really a bug. Those are the wings. There's the head up there. And this is the body of it. It's like a cicada. But it's also a sheep. And it's an organ. Look, there you go. See the sheep? See the eye, ears, nostril, mouth. It's also the female reproductive system right down here. So here is a hieroglyph of Akhenaten and Nefertiti right here. See it? That's right out of National Geographic. I can see the alien right there, right inside Akhenaten. There's his neck. Neck becomes a penis penetrating this girl. She's on her knees. There's her buttocks. There's her leg going back. Her eyes in the shadow. There's her mouth. There's the top of her head. Here's her hip. There's her leg going down to her knee, shooting back. There's the penis going into her vagina right there. And then he's holding a kid that's a hybrid. That's an offspring of the alien that's knocking up the girl on her knees. Then right over here, the queen, you turn it upside down. It's a dead sheep. There's a sheep's eye. There's a sheep's ear. There's the nose of the sheep. There's the mouth of the sheep, tongue of the sheep, under the neck of the sheep. Here's a serpent. You see the kid standing in the lap of Nefertiti? Think again. It's the head of a serpent. Here's the tip of the nose of the serpent. Here's the head. Like an anaconda. Here's the striping of the serpent. Here's the head going down. It goes underneath here and it goes all the way down her leg. And then when you come back this way, it comes all the way up and it connects right here. So the serpent is eating this kid, but the kid's lower part of his waist is the head of the serpent. Otherwise, that kid's got legs that looks like a damn pork chop. And that's some pretty crappy art. But it's pretty good if you wanted to make it a serpent head. That's why it's a serpent head. And it's not a kid with a leg like a pork chop. You see what I mean? It's so obvious. Like, okay. So we'll go ahead and go through that in a minute. I'm going to take a break, get the AC on. I've had the air off so we don't have background noise. So anyway, yeah, just more and more and more. You know what? Let's do this real quick. I drew in this serpent head real quick. Watch this. So I'll do this and show you. Look, bam, there's the serpent. So I would have to probably let me click that and enlarge it, and I'll grab onto this, and then that enlarges. Watch, dun 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 dun. Serpent eating kid, serpent eating kid. See it? Dun 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 dun. Nom, 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 nom. Swallowing the kid, and the kid's chest and arms are out of the serpent's mouth. But that's a serpent. See it? That's just amazing. Just amazing. The gift of sight, guys, and it's been a long road. Okay, you know what? I'll do a few more before I turn this thing on. The cumulative sum of the whole hieroglyph. So right here, I'll move it over. And I went down a little bit and got a better image of it. That's an eye. That's an eye. This is the nose, nostril, nostril, top lip, bottom lip. See the gap in it? That's because it's also the female reproductive system, and that's where the wanker goes again. Here's the whole system. I drew it in kind of a neon color to make it super duper obvious. There you go. There's the alien right here. I wasn't able to block it in because it's too small, so I'll show you this enlarged. Head of an alien. Head of an alien. Neck turns into a penis, penetrating this girl's vagina. She's on her knees. That's where her eye is. That's her hair. I colored it blonde. That's where her mouth is. This is the hip. There's her leg going down, shooting out. So she's being inseminated by an alien that's hidden in human flesh. Get it? So the alien is hidden behind a cloak of human flesh, and he's knocking up this girl, and there's the hybrid baby from it. Let's see what the result is. There's a guy in flames. There's his eye. There's his eye, there's his nose, there's his mouth, there's his chin, and there's the flames. And Akhenaten has his feet on the door because this guy's trapped in hell, and there the flames are coming out. And there's the whole serpent right there. I've just drawn it really bright so you can see how obvious it is, and it's eating the kid. I drew in a Nefertiti's face gold. We're going to turn that upside down. You'll see it's a dead sheep. Why is it always dead sheep? Why is it always serpents? Why is it always children being eaten? Because you're in that system. That's what the system does. Cain and Abel, cannibalistic. There it is. Okay, this is a pretty gruesome image right here. Let's see, I'll enlarge this one and I'll take this and shove it up in there. This one, when you're able to just zing in on it, it's really her hand turns into a serpent, and the kid's legs are actually hanging out of the mouth of a serpent that's consuming the child. Then if you draw on these lines, it shows the bulge in the throat or stomach of the serpent. But the kid's legs are literally hanging out. You just have to get that line in there right there. And when I was looking at it and drawing it in, I was like, oh, there it is. Okay, so now let's look at the system. Okay, so there's the alien. I drew his eye bright green, his frowny mouth, top of his head. That's all a scrotum and a penis. I made the girl all pink. There's penetration. I made her hair blonde. There's her eye. There's her mouth. And I just made the sheep in the head of the kid all yellow. I did the tongue pink. I made it really bright, really easy, really obvious. This right here is a more detailed image, but I have it even way more detailed than this. So there you go. So there's the sheep inside the kid's head. There's the eye of the sheep, nostril on the far side. Well, this also turns into a reptile. So the nostril becomes the eye of the reptile. This is the tongue of the sheep, but it becomes like the umbilical amniotic sac that's feeding the reptile inside the egg, because you see this shadow right here? You see this line? That's all an egg that goes around the entire thing. So the kid's head is an egg, and inside the egg is a dead sheep, and then there's a reptile. If you just let that be the eye, you let the nostril be the eye, and I'll show you right now. You let the nostril of the sheep right there, you just let that be the eye of the reptile, and there's the reptile. And if I colored this all green along here, there it is right here. Okay, there it is. And that's a reptile inside the egg. See it? There's a baby reptile like in the fetal position. And then there's a dead sheep with its tongue sticking out. So there's the system that we live in. That's what's inside our head in everybody. That's why Barack Obama said, well, it's what's true and still true today. We all have a reptilian side of our brain. You heard it. I didn't say it. Obama said it. And the presidential portrait just happens to have a Tyrannosaurus Rex, which is a full-grown baby reptile. It's like it's a good typer. Woo, it's like freak out. Yeah, it's so crazy. It's perfect though. It's like, yeah, how could somebody see this? There's Barack Obama's signature, baby reptile. What's in the head of the kid? A baby reptile. What else does Obama have? He has a dead sheep. There's the dead sheep. So let's put them all inside the egg. Bump, ba, bump, bump, bump. There you go. There it is. See, there it is. So there's a dead sheep inside the head of the kid. So that's a consciousness that's birthing. Oh, like the Madonna thing you just saw, where she's coming out from behind the curtain with the big devil, and she's also super sneaky. She's so cool, so sexy in her old age with all her really granny stuff. Not so cool, Madonna. It's just so gnarly. It's like, ugh. Okay, there you go. So there's the system again in a hieroglyph that's 1,300 years old. But let me show you what's really fascinating. So here is Akhenaten holding the kid right up to his mouth. Look at this. Watch this. So I'm going to color this in right here differently so you can see it. I can see it, but I'm doing this so y'all can see it. So I colored in this part right here, and you'll see this thing right here. That's the arm of the kid, and then the chin of Akhenaten. I was like, what are these lines? That's a tongue right here, and look how it splits right at the tip, and it's going right to the nostrils, right to the nostrils of the kid. See, here's the eye of the kid. There's his nostrils. Look at the tongue. I'm like, what's up with the tongue? Well, we got to turn it upside down to see what's really going on here. So let's turn this whole thing upside down. Remember, the kid's got a sheep in the head. Hang on one sec. Yeah, sorry, I had to grab that real quick. Okay, so again, in order to fully understand what's going on here, we have to invert this because this is Satan's system. So let's invert it. Let's invert this right here where those lines are going right to his mouth. Now we understand the whole picture. So here is this Arab guy. He's like, I call it like a snake creature. Listen, this is a hieroglyph. Now just think about this, guys. That is a hieroglyph that is 1,300 BC. Before Christ. That is Akhenaten and Nefertiti. Akhenaten was the first documented homosexual relationship in history. Did you know that? Go look it up. I looked it up. I was like, wow, that's wild. Did you know they dug up Akhenaten? Did you know he was the first Egyptian to have a monotheistic theology and that he was I'm God? Yeah, Akhenaten. Monotheistic. They tried to erase him off the walls of history. Isn't it fascinating that Akhenaten has the same identical agenda as the Vatican? Serpents eating sheep. Wow. Wonder what the odds are. Has a guy trapped in hell, a spirit. It has a reptile and a sheep in the head of the hybrid kid. By the way, the other kids have the same thing going on. I was like, wow, that's crazy. But it is right exactly what it is. Serpents eating the kids. The father of the child the father, Akhenaten, that has an alien inside him, holding his hybrid kid that's got a dead sheep and a reptile in his head because it's a consciousness. Well, when you turn it over, he's eating his own child. Think about that. Oh, because Satan consumes his own. Yeah. You think you're making a deal with Satan? You think, oh, you're going to rule and reign with him? No, you're dinner. You're a snack. I'm serious, man. It's insane. Look what you're looking at. I call it Akhenaten Snake Man. So here is, let me get that little view thing. So there's the eye, there's the nose, there's the open mouth, there's the tongue coming out. Oh, right to the breath of his kid that's upside down. Oh, those who try and hide their plans from the Lord are doomed. They carry out their schemes in secret and think no one will see them or know what they are doing. They turn everything upside down. So he had sex with a female. It was an alien inside a human body, a serpent being inside a human body that had sex with a girl, produced a hybrid, and that hybrid kid is food for the one that had sex with the girl. Oh, you mean like Lucifer and Eve? Right there in a hieroglyph, just showed it to you. Can't fake this stuff. No one can show you this stuff. The Lord can. Look at that. He's stuffing him in his own mouth. Now look, if I took my pen and I just drew in this line right here, this would be the torso of the kid. So the kid's torso would be going in, and then drew in this line right here, and his arm would be coming out like he'd be like this, like, going into the mouth of the serpent creature, his dad, eating him. So all the children of the devil become food for the devil because they have a sheep and a reptile in their head. Where have you seen that before? Oh, just lots of places. Kleck shows it to us. So, quick, call Giorgio Sakopoulos. Say, Johnny Kleck's got the whole ancient alien thing figured out. I do. I mean, I can do this with other hieroglyphs. I'm not joking. I'll just draw them in for you. It's the same stuff. Yeah. Could it be? Is it possible? Anyone watch Ancient Aliens? They always go, is it possible? What if? I'm like, dude, shut up. Here it is. There it is. He's eating his own kid. And he's stealing his breath because his tongue goes right to his nostrils. Oh, wow, this is getting good, right? Well, let's do Nefertiti real quick. So here's Nefertiti. I'll just drop it down to here. And look what happens with Nefertiti. We'll go like this. And there you go. There's Nefertiti. There's Nefertiti. And guess what happens to her? You turn her upside down and she's a dead sheep. Wow, look at that. I mean, and then if I rotate Nefertiti and I draw a line right down the middle, and I let the tongue be the eye, it's half devil, half sheep. Wow, how is this possible? It's so crazy. It's like, you can't even think this up. Okay, so let's kind of zero in on that real quick. Let's wrap up the hieroglyph. So the cumulative sum of the whole hieroglyph is a god, serpent, having sex with a human woman, creating a hybrid that's a reptile and a sheep. Isn't that funny? That's exactly what Barack Obama's presidential portrait is. What? You saw it yesterday, right? We're going to see it again today. Yeah. Do you think someone could just fabricate all this data? It's like I told you. I said I have so much data that by the time I'm done with the data, no one will be able to even speak a word. Otherwise, you're just totally a Nimrod. You're just one of them. You're just one of the trees in the forest. You haven't been set apart. There it is. There, look at that. That's one of the first images I started drawing in. That's an alien. That's his neck's a penis. That's a vagina. That's a girl on her knees. She's being penetrated because there's an alien hidden within the human host body. Oh, let us create man in our own vein, show, representative figure, especially an idol, illusion, phantom image. Well, I'll tell you what, if there's really an alien inside of it, that's what the spirit is, a serpent spirit, alien demon. Well, that would be a phantom image, wouldn't it? This is kind of starting to sound like terraforming, isn't it? Isn't it? Sure is. Look at that. So anyway, so there it is, and there's the system, and the whole system is to get the energy and trap the energy down in the pit. And Akhenaten's got his feet right on top of the door. I'll enlarge this one because you can see it right here. Watch this. There's kind of driven. See, there's the guy right here. He's got his feet blocking the door. It's also the female reproductive system. Again, same flavor or same ice cream, just different flavor. That's it. Same thing going on every single time. That's how you know you've solved it. So let's do it again. Well, let's what does that have in common with the virgin? Well, you turn the virgin upside down. It's a dead sheep. This girl's let's call her a virgin. She's having sex. I don't know that she hadn't had sex before, but I'm just betting you she's a virgin, and she's being inseminated by a serpent that's hidden in human flesh, like Eve. Oh wow! And so when you turn this upside down, what do you get? A dead sheep. Right? There's a dead sheep here. There's a dead sheep right there, and there's a dead sheep right there in Nefertiti when you turn her upside down. So now we have a hieroglyph that's 1300 BC that is identical to the Roman Catholic Church headquarters. Serpents eating sheep and eating souls. So it's true. Now you know it's true. Yep. Okay, let's do it again. Here is a pyramid from Guatemala. What does it have to do with anything? Well, right now, nothing. It's just a big red pyramid that they built a museum around it, and so they could preserve it. But look right here. You see this? Let's see if that enlarges. There you go. Let's see what's going on right here. Well, this is supposed to be a Mayan king. There's his eye, there's his eye, there's his nose, there's his mouth. And he's got on one of those absolutely ridiculous Mayan headdresses. I mean, really, like, what's up with the headdress, man? It's a little ostentatious, don't you think? Like, it's like, hey, what are you talking about, Kleck? It's like, okay, I like my do-rag. Leave me alone. It's like, dude. Okay, my head looks like a Q-tip. Back off. So, well, let's turn the pyramid upside down. Those who try and hide their plans turn everything upside down. Do you know what the second thing was the Lord said to me in the hotel room the night I got saved? Well, after I turned the tag upside down, it said 100% no line. And when I said those words out loud, I went 100% no line. My whole body lit up like a gigantic TENS unit. I was like, oh, whoa, whoa. And then I heard the Lord tell me, look at the other tag. And I'm like, so I look at the other tag, and there was a triangle with an X through it. I'm like, it's a triangle with an X through it. And I heard the Lord say, the pyramid is your enemy. And I'm like, the pyramid is my enemy. What the hell does that mean? And I'm all, zzz. Well, go watch my personal testimony. Hang on one sec. Okay, sorry about that, guys. And here we go. Let's get back to it. So what do these things have in common? Well, let's take this pyramid and turn the whole thing upside down right here. So I'm going to turn the entire pyramid upside down. And there's the entire pyramid upside down. Well, now that king that was wearing a headdress looks more like a devil. There's the eye, there's the eye, there's the nose, there's the mouth, there's the horn with wings. But it's a lot more than that. It's a sheep, and it's a devil with wings superimposed over the sheep. And it's also the female reproductive system again. So let's go ahead and let's enlarge that. Okay, here we go. So now I'm going to take this, I'm going to take the right side up image of the king wearing the headdress, and I'm going to show you how I just penciled it all in. There he is. You see the king wearing the headdress? Here's his eye, there's his eye, there's his nose, there's his mouth. Here's his headdress. But facing the opposite direction, going the other way, is the head of the devil. There's his eye, there's his eye, there's his mouth, and he's got these curly horns. And then I drew in all these lines because that whole thing, again, turns into a dead sheep again. Here we go. So I'm going to turn this upside down right here, and then I'm going to just enlarge it, and here's the sheep, and it's just Mayan art, so it's a Mayan sheep. There's the eye of the sheep, there's the eye of the sheep, there's the ear of the sheep. It actually turns in to the male reproductive system right there. That's a penis and scrotum. Well, there's the other ear over there, and the whole thing turns into the female reproductive system, as this being the opening again, which is the nose of the sheep, the nostrils, and the mouth. So now I'm going to move it over here, and I'm just going to change the color right here, and then I'm going to do it a little white so you can see, wow, it's a sheep. And then there's the devil superimposed right on the face of the sheep again. There it is, look. See it? Let me just kind of shrink it down a little more. There you go. So there's the devil with the wings. It's like an owl, but you can see that's the devil with these curly horns. It looks almost like an owl man, and it's got wings, and he's right superimposed on the face of the sheep again. Now, guys, we have the same common denominator over and over and over and over and over again, and I haven't even gotten into the sheepfold or any of that stuff. So you know that we're having a really big issue here. It's like we got a problem. There's a really big problem going on with pyramids. There's dead sheep, there's devils, and by the way, there's a serpent. This whole thing, if I draw in these eyes, and right here, let me show you. Right there are the fangs, and there's the eyes coming down the front of the face, and there's a serpent. So we keep getting the same repetitive theme over and over again. So now I'm going to take a little break. I'm going to get some coffee, and then we're going to launch into the hendecagram and the system again, and we're going to launch into some of the clothing and just see how obvious it all has become. All right, going to take a little break. All right, guys. Okay, so here we go again. I'm going to kind of mark the new marker. 100% no lion. Thanks for the shirt. Lifetime member. Thank you. Okay, so now, what have we been seeing? Let's just kind of recap. Okay, we're starting the recap with the red shirt. So what have we seen? We've seen altars that are bugs that are harvesting semen, which are angels. So bugs are eating angels. We've seen sheep that you turn them upside down and it's the virgin. We've seen a variety of different, you turn Nefertiti upside down, she's a dead sheep. You turn the altar of the dead sheep upside down, it's the female reproductive system. It's like goes both ways. So the female reproductive system equals dead sheep repetitively on an Egyptian hieroglyph, on a Guatemalan pyramid. The same thing, the image of the Virgin, the altar of St. Peter. So we're running through this common denominator that's all the same thing, changing one thing to another when you turn it upside down. That's why the Bible says in Isaiah 29:15 and 16, I'm going to give you the simple version first. Those who try to hide their plans from the Lord are doomed. They carry out their schemes in secret and think no one will see them or know what they are doing. They turn everything upside down. That's why the night I got saved, when the Lord told me read the tag in your shirt, that's just one of the weirdest testimonies ever. But it turns out to be the most profound testimony ever, doesn't it? I read 100% nylon. Well, that doesn't make any sense. Neither did the world at that point in my life. Nothing made any sense anymore. And I asked God to show, I just wanted to know the truth. Jesus is the truth. So then, after I read 100% nylon, and I'm like, that doesn't make any sense, I heard the Lord say, turn it upside down. And that made sense of the entire world. Wow, that's what showed you all this information. That's the key to the kingdom of heaven. That's the key of David. Because we're in a transmutation system, Cain and Abel, twin system, binary, cannibalistic. Cain and Abel, cannibal. So that's the whole system, and it's proven out over and over and over and over and over again. Proves out on clothing, logos, designs of cars, yeah, you name it, I can show it to you there. Okay, now watch this. Let me show you transmutation. Transmutation is the action of changing or the state of being changed into another form. Well, the host body system was the way of changing an angel into another form. Because if that angel doesn't get redeemed during the host body phase of the process, if the angel gets in a host body, which is a snare, which turns the angel upside down, if he doesn't get converted before the host body dies, then he is fully transmuted and he is sent to the pit, and that energy goes to where the final process is carried out, and there's no way back ever. It's a finality of the process. The only way to stop the process is when you're in the transmutation phase, the host body system. That's why Jesus came into the system as in the likeness of sinful flesh. Our God is an all-consuming fire. So he came in via the Holy Spirit, impregnated Mary. A spirit did. And then the Holy Spirit birthed into the flesh and walked among us. And then he died on a cross to fix the transmutation system by joining them both together in Christ through the cross to make one new man from the two. So now the Bible is perfection in understanding, isn't it? It's pretty wild. So transmutation is the thing that's going on. Now watch. So the action of changing or the state of being changed into another form. In biology, the conversion or transformation of one species to another. Okay, well, I'm going to just blast through a couple images in this Apollyon 1 folder. I want to show you some stuff. Then we're going to go to this other folder and we're going to do all kinds of stuff. Everything you're going to see is transmutation here. Okay, so here we have, let's start with, y'all know who Eros and Psyche is? Okay, so here's an angel kissing a girl. This is called Eros and Psyche. Now listen, I'm going to show you a tattoo of this that I broke down that is the same thing as the altar of St. Peter. But here is the statue. Okay, well, I'm going to apply the key to the kingdom of heaven to this coin right here. It's called a CIA challenge coin. And members of the CIA take these coins and they pass them around amongst themselves as a thing of camaraderie. They're like, hey, do you have this challenge coin or do you have that one? And they pass them around and they all have cryptic messages on it. And I saw this one and the Lord led me to it. And look what so it's a guy that's hiding behind a veil of secrecy and he's shooting the bird from behind, and his identity is completely concealed. Well, we've been dealing a lot with that. Well, how do we uncover the identity? We just turn it upside down. So I wonder if that'll work with the CIA challenge coin. And this is the one I'm talking about. It says usque. You know what? Let me go over here. I'm gonna read it for you. And in the CIA, they have what's called the Star of Virginia. By the way, go look it up. I'm not going to go through all the definitions, or we'll be here all day. But watch this. So here the CIA challenge coin is. And it says, usque quaque cognito secos numquam cognito basium. And it means, and each learning by never learning a kiss. That's Latin. Well, here's Eros and Psyche, and that's an angel learning a kiss. Well, watch this. Let's take this guy that's shooting the bird, and let's turn him upside down, and look what it is. Oh my Lord, it's a locust coming out of a shell. There's the eye, there the mandibles are, and it's hatching out of a pupa. And so now I zeroed in on it. Well, see, look at this. Look at this guy's ridiculous tennis shoes with the number 8 and the number 8. It's an infinity symbol. Uh, there it is. I. And there's the mandibles. It's a bug hatching out of a pupa. Well, that is absolutely no different than the Vatican when you take the guy in the slave collar and you turn him upside down. It turns into a locust hatching out of the pit. So a CIA challenge coin, when you turn it upside down, is absolutely no different than the Vatican. That's just pretty staggering, isn't it? Now watch this. I'll take this cicada and I'll take it right over here and watch. I'll put it right on there. There it is. It's a bug hatching from a pupa stage, because now we know what angels are used for. Because of the kiss, they learned the kiss. Neither shall you touch it lest you die. Isn't it fascinating that when Judas betrayed Jesus, he said, "You betray the Son of Man with a kiss"? Wonder what that first touch in the garden was. Maybe like Aerosmith, and it started with a little kiss like this. Da 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 da. Wow. See how the world's making sense now? Everything's making sense. Okay, so the CIA challenge coin, when you turn it upside down, the identity that was completely concealed is now a locust from the pit. Well, that fits into the male-female energy thing too, because the virgin is what made all this happen. So there is a race of beings that's breeding with angels in order to form the new race underground that's going to hatch and come out in Revelation 9. And that's what this is really all about. That's what the whole world's all about. From beginning, the start of the nest, till the end. And all the angels that took the bait, it's a number that has an end to it. Once the last angel that was sentenced to his host body has taken that host body, and whatever God's plan is for redemption for everyone has come to fruition, guess what? They're coming. And I'm the guy. I'm here to warn you. 100% nylon, 100% no lying. So anyway, so that's pretty staggering. Let's look at an image of, let's look at this thing crawling out of the ground. See it coming out of the ground? Look at that. It's the same exact thing as right here in the Vatican. I mean, that's the guy in the slave collar turned upside down. Look at the dark around the edges because it's coming out of the pit. That's just staggering information, folks. Okay, so now here we go. Again, there is the Statue of Liberty, and she's holding a penis in her hand because that's where the flame comes from that runs the system. And the imprisoned lightning, there she is standing on top of an 11-pointed star, which is a kelipot. It's a hendecagram, but it's called a kelipot. It's a shell peeler husk housing the essence of holiness. And then in the dead center of the kelipot, that's the transmutation circle right in the center. And what do you put in the center? What do you put in the center to transmute? What are you trying to transmutation? Remember what it means to change from one thing to another, the action of changing or the state of being changed into another form. So what we're going to do, I'm going to give you an example right now. We're going to take this, which represents one of God's angels, a star. Because the Bible calls God's angels stars. Watch, right here, look, watch. So, and those that be, this Daniel 12, and Daniel 12 says, at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. There shall be a time of trouble. Look at the word trouble. A female rival. That's what it means, is a female rival. It's the female rival to the Lord God, the dragon, the serpent, the angel of the bottomless pit that are harvesting God's children as a source of energy because they got them to fall and go for the forbidden fruit. Okay, affliction, tribulation. Now look at this. And those that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. Now watch. The word star is kokab, and it means, look, in the sense of blazing a star as round or as shining, Elohim, the shining ones, a prince star. So if you want to do a geometrical description of transmuting an angel, well, you just got to get an image of a star that represents an angel, and this will be the way you cryptically show what you're doing right in plain sight. So this is an angel, and let's see how that plays out. So then you take the angel, which is a star, and you put it right in the dead center of the kelipot. Oh, the kelipot is a husk, peel, or shell housing the essence of holiness. And see, there's the star right in the center, and there's the transmutation circle, the right side up, upside down. That's why Jesus told Peter, I will give to you the keys to the kingdom of heaven. Because one's right side up like Jesus, the other one's upside down like Peter, and that's the system that we're caught in. Right side up, upside down, opposing energies, opposing forces within the same host body. Okay, so you see this star? That represents one of God's angels. So you put it inside the kelipot, the host body system, and it's a transmutation device. That's why the Statue of Liberty, which means licentious or legitimate freedom, is standing on top of that 11-pointed star, because it represents the Queen of Heaven that caught all God's angels, and that's why she's holding a penis, and that's why she has a DNA spiral staircase from top all the way to the bottom. Now, everything's about transmutation now. Now look. So here, let's see. So here, look at these young ladies. Look, they have, there's the transmutation circle right there. And there's the system. There's the transmutation circle right here. Look. Triangle right side up, triangle upside down. What's it producing? A cicada, which has the same phases. There's another girl, same thing, triple moon goddess. Here's a girl that's got praying mantis hatching right out of the face of a sheep, transmutation. Here's a girl that's got the 5-pointed star with the crescent moon interlocking, representing the birthing of the star. Here's a girl that's got a vulture tattooed on her legs, and we blotted out her privates. But I mean, why would you have a vulture tattooed right there over, your vagina? I mean, unless you're trying to send a message that that's where death is, because vultures are associated with the dead. And here's this girl with a whole cicada on the side of her with one wing out, because it represents the one half that can fly. So you see, this is all panning out now. Here's another girl. She's got a cicada going right up her. Look at this. Look at these young ladies that have all these cicadas on them. Here's another one. Here's another one. Here's a girl that, I've shown you this before. What's coming out from behind the mask? A bug. Here's this girl that's got her back of her hand painted like a demon. Here's the images of the Virgin that are really bugs. Here's the goddess Mut, the Egyptian mother goddess. Look at her exposing her genitalia. Oh, that's the same thing as this girl's vulture tattoo. And Mut is the Egyptian mother goddess. And on it goes. The largest altar in the world is a bug. There's the girls with the same tattoo. I've shown them to you already, so I'm going to skim right through them. So on it goes, and we have the same thing over and over and over again. Here's an interesting apple that's got a hook on it that says forbidden fruit, and it's got the serpent right here. Watch this. Look at this. You see the eye of the serpent, the mouth of the serpent open, and there's a hook, and it says forbidden fruit. One F pointing one way, one pointing the other way. Everlasting chains of darkness. Let me slide this right on top of this girl's behind. There you go. It's starting to make all kinds of sense now, isn't it? Okay, so I just wanted to skim through this folder real quick. We're going to probably jump to the other one very quickly. Oh, here's a fascinating image. Here is the U.S. Capitol building in Washington, D.C. Wouldn't it be wild if that was the brain center of a large bug? It is. Hang on. This is from the 2018 Sony Open. That's the 18th hole, I believe, where the two palm trees cross, making a W. The 2018 Sony Open. Watch this. Here's the CIA building. Look at the V and the V. Identical buildings with one in the middle, just like the Vatican. Look at the DC Capitol building. Look at the one building that's a rectangle, the other one that's a rectangle, and look in the middle, representing the birthing, the dome. Now watch. Look at the grounds of the Capitol building. Watch this. That's a bug, and there's the Capitol, which is the brain of the bug. You see the big bug? Oh my gosh, you got to be kidding me. So Washington, D.C., the central processing unit of the bug is the halls of government. Well, y'all saw the Hornet video earlier where they control the whole hive, the whole worker group from the hive, right? Okay, sorry about all the phone rings. Anyway, so look at that. That's the capital of the United States. It's a bug. There's the eye. There's the eye. There the mandibles are. Did you know right there? Okay, this is like the queen. They had the big bug. So there's the whole head right there, the whole thing. But look at the smaller one right here with the eye here and the eye here and the mandibles. Look at one eye is different than the other eye. That represents the worker bees, which is all of us. Now, what's really strange is right there in the mandibles, I heard the Lord tell me, go look at what's in the mandibles. I was like, you got to be kidding. I went and looked. There's a statue there of Ulysses S. Grant. Ulysses means wrathful. And right on the side of his beard is a dead sheep. Again. And I think it may be in this folder. If it is, I'll show it to you right now. It's on and on the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. Okay, that's that folder. Let me go ahead and go back, and I'm going to X out. Okay, so now this is called the cicada folder, and this is so staggering, it's unbelievable. So I'm just going to scroll down. You've seen this. You know what it is. Here's a really great shot of lightning hitting the Statue of Liberty. I want to read to you the New Colossus. Most people don't know that the Statue of Liberty is also called the New Colossus, which is a reference to the Colossus of Rhodes in ancient Greece, one of the wonders of the world. But not like the brazen giant of Greek fame, which was the big Colossus of Rhodes. With conquering limbs astride from land to land, here at our Siwash Sunset Gate shall stand a mighty woman with a torch, whose flame is the imprisoned lightning. I beheld Satan falling as lightning from heaven, whose flame is the imprisoned lightning, and her name, Mother of Exiles. Okay, so the Statue of Liberty is called the Mother of the Exiles because it represents Eve, because she birthed all the exiles into this system. And she's the mother of the exiles. Therefore, everyone that doesn't get redeemed, she's the mother of all the locusts in the pit too, isn't she? Staggering, isn't it? Staggering information. So there it is. And again, here is, this was a handed off image straight from the Lord to me. Look at that. She's holding a bug. The most dangerous place in the world is between a mother and her children. Look at that. Unbelievable. Look at this image. It's a female. She's a vampire. She's got a mouthful of pills because it shows like, nothing's quite right. And look at, she's stitched up like she's wearing really a suit, but that's also a sperm. And look what's coming out of her eye. One eye's got a locust. Well, I'll call them locust, cicada hatching. That's just creepy. Here's some more art. It's like a female human. It's a bug. Oh my gosh, what's going on here? Okay, now let's just skim through these real quick. Watch. Let me see if I can get it. There we go. So look at all this stuff. Okay, there's the crescent moon, the birthing. I don't really want to click on them. I just kind of want to stretch them and enlarge them, make it kind of quick. Okay, again and again and again. Cicada on the leg, cicada on the leg, cicada. Look at this. Look at this thing. It's a bug as well as you see the devil with the tongue sticking out. It's also a bug. Look at the cicada with the crescent moon and it's on the moon. Look at this cicada with its legs on two different power lines. Those are double crosses. Did you ever look at power lines or telephone poles and think, wow, they're carrying all this energy through them and they're in the shape of a satanic double cross? Watch this. So the satanic double cross, there you go, right here. Look, I'm not making this up. A satanic double cross right here. That is the same exact thing as a power line. See the power line? Oh, wow. That's kind of scary, isn't it? So here's another cicada. Here's a guy with, a crescent moon, and it's birthing out of it right on his whole chest. What's going on here? What is the deal here? Why do they all have the same theme? I'll tell you why, because it's true. Look at this girl. What would a pretty girl do with a fly with a big eye on the back of its neck coming out of a triangle? Remember the night I got saved, the pyramid's your enemy. Bad girl, bug. Look at this girl, two death moths. I know they're death moths because on the back it makes a face like death. It's like Hannibal Lecter, and look, she's got the crescent moon, and over here the eye. Here's a girl with a big wasp on her back. Daniel 12, time of trouble, female rival. The word for nation in Daniel 12 is locust. Watch this. At the time of the end shall Michael, the great prince, which standeth for his children of thy people. There shall be a time of trouble. Look at the word trouble. It means female rival, such as never was since there was, look at this word, a nation, a foreign nation, or a flight of locusts. Why would you ever call a nation a flight of locusts? Well, because there's a nation below ground and they are a flight of locusts. Mother, goddess, female, rival, that took all the souls and is birthing a nation of locusts that are coming out of the pit. An army's coming, and I'm bearing witness to the coming of that army. Okay, so let's just keep pushing through this folder real quick. Okay, so here, this is an image that everybody should really know what it is, the sigil of Baphomet. The sigil of Baphomet is an upside down star, and the upside down star, when you turn this star upside down, which represents one of God's angels, it becomes what's called the sigil of Baphomet. It's a Mindy's goat, but it's also a bug. There's the eye, there's the mandibles. And it's a bug. And this represents the church of Satan. Well, guess what's in the dead center of the Kelipot when you do a 180-degree turn? An upside down star right in the dead center. See? And so what is a star? A star is one of God's angels. So I'll take one of these. This represents one of God's angels. I'll enlarge the Kelipot. I'll put him right in the middle of the transmutation circle. There's you. That is you. Well, watch this. You see this right here? See that hexagram? Oh my gosh, that's exactly what the cell of a wasp nest or a hornet nest is, where your doppelganger is being fed the energy. And when you die, if you don't get converted, you go to your own cell and you get to feed one of those things until it hatches. You're the food source. And your angels feed it. That's what feeds it. Isn't this just mind-boggling? Look how easily I can roll through this information now. Now, this is absolutely staggering. I did this picture so long ago, it's been a long time. I told Dave, take this angel, the star that represents an angel, and put it in the middle of a wasp nest. So look what we did. We took the angel and we put him right in there because this is the truth. If you don't get converted, you go in to be food for one of these things. Oh my Lord, let's go to Ezekiel right now and let's all freak out together. You got to be joking me. Okay, Ezekiel 13 verse 20. Wherefore thus saith the Lord God, behold, I am against your pillows. Oh wow. As in the elect. So what's in there? What's hidden in there? You've taken an angel and you've hidden it in there because the demon transmuted it. It didn't get converted before it died, so it goes into one of these, and that's what the transmutation circle is. Look at this. Oh, it's like a pillow. Let's go back to Ezekiel. I am against your pillow, cushion or pillow as a bed covering, but to plump, that is fill up hollows. Let's go back to that nest. Oh my gosh, let's look at them plumping up. There's one that's not as plump as that one. Once they get so plump they're sticking out, then they put the pillow on top and it conceals the new race. Let's go back to Ezekiel. I am against your pillows, to plump, to fill up hollows. Just showed it to you. To cover, for clothing or secrecy. Well, check this out. It says, because even they have seduced my people. I'm going to highlight that because I want to see it again next time I come back. They have seduced my people causatively to lead astray. Seduce. Say, hey, it's okay to go have sex and go take on those bodies. They have seduced my people, saying peace, and there was no peace. And one built up a wall, and lo, others daubed it. To smear, especially with line, daub, overlay. Let's go back to the picture. Oh, you mean like that, the way they overlay and daub the top over the nest so they're fully concealed, which is exactly what the Bible says. I am against your pillows. The word pillows again means cushion as a covering, a seat or of a bed. To plump, fill up hollows. To cover, for clothing or secrecy, to clad self, to conceal clothes over. Wherewith you hunt, to lie alongside. Okay, lie alongside. Twin system right inside of you, lie alongside. So you're being hunted by the twin system because there's a good you and there is a bad you. You got to get that thing taken care of. You got to be turned upside down. Well, lie alongside, that is lie in wait. To catch an animal. Figuratively, men. Why do you think it's Eros and Psyche? The woman was hunting the angel, which is male energy, because the Lord God, our Father, is male energy. The dragon is female energy, trapping the male, converting it to come out and try and make war against the Lord God. If you notice, everything's perfect so far in all this presentation. There's not one thing that doesn't add up. Okay, so now you take an angel that was right side up, you get him in the transmutation circle, and it turns him upside down, and that's the system consuming itself. And look, there it is on a shirt right there, and it's the same guy that did the Obey clothing line, which is the exact same guy that did the Barack Obama Hope and Change posters for his presidency. The guy that does those shirts, go look it up, did Obama's posters. Same guy. There it is. Right side up, upside down star within the Ouroboros, the serpent consuming its own tail. There it is. So see, now all this symbology makes total sense. Now here's Eros and Psyche. Watch this. Here is the angel kissing the girl. See right there? Well, I can see what it is. There's several sheep. There's one sheep where there's an eye here, ear here, nostril here, nostril. This is the nose, and the tongue sticking out. But when you turn it sideways, this sheep right here is so obvious it's ridiculous. There's the eye, there's the nostril, there's the line in the lip, this is the snoot coming up the head. So I'll take this image of a sheep and just slide it right over so you can see it. Look, boom. There it is. See the sheep? There it is. There's the sheep right there. Well, when you turn it upside down, oh my gosh, I want you to look at the body position of this wasp. See how the wings are up and see how the tail is totally curled under? Look at the stinger coming out. It's dragging a spider. Okay, I want you to look at this image from Alien Covenant. Look at this body position. This is probably a good representation of what the pit looks like. Now, let me slide this over right here. Oh my Lord, it's the same thing. It's an insect, and there the antennae are, there's the eye, and there's the abdomen. I could color that part yellow, and it's coming under, and it's stinging the angel and these legs. Now look at the legs on this wasp. Watch this. Look at the legs on the wasp, how they are real long and they go like really long, go down to the ground, and they arch over the victim. See them arching over the victim with the angel, and there is a stinger coming out, and this angel right here is being drugged down a hallway or down a tunnel in an underground pit. If you have eyes to see, focus right back here on his foot. Look at his foot. See, he's being drugged on his back by this bug down in the pit. Wow. Look at the random image that just showed up right here. Look at that. Oh, isn't that perfect? There you go. Half this, half that. That's just, that's exactly what's going on. And so let's see. How many times have I shown you the same venue? Out of 6 hours of stuff I produced in the last 2 days, it's all the same because I've got the key to the kingdom of heaven. That's how. Come on, guys. This is just sorry, I'm getting a little like, yeah, it's like really, it's just, okay, so here's a Canadian coin, a $20 silver piece. But if you look at it, the alien is really in the boat. Look. That's an alien coming out of a pupa like a bug. I don't care what they tell you it is. That's a pupa. See the lines in it? And then this bug, like alien-like bug that's acting, his reflection is a human that's upside down. It's like, you gotta be joking me. This is all the same over and over and over. So there it is. So get it? The reflection is this evil thing. Remember the reflection of the sheep in the Scion commercial? He sees his own reflection, but the window comes down and it's this monster that rips off his head. Remember what it said in the opening of the Hornet thing when the pupa was scraping, gnashing its mandibles on the side of the cell? It says, and when he gets old, when he matures, he'll use his mandibles to cut off the heads of his prey. Wow. It's pretty crazy, right? And on it goes. This is a jinn. This is a tattoo of a jinn, which is a genie, an evil spirit in Islamic theology. But look at his head right here. That's a vagina. And then it turns into a bug with mandibles. So again, a vagina ends up being in the middle of mandibles again and again and again. Here's Mick Jagger singing Sympathy for the Devil at a Rolling Stones concert, and you turn this image upside down. Look at it. It's a bug. Here it is. Look, I'll do it right there. It's the same darn thing. Watch. I'll drag this over here. Watch. Ready? Oh my gosh. It's identical. Okay. Sympathy for the devil. Who's the devil? The angel of the bottomless pit. Who's that? The king over the bugs. Yeah, it's like, have you noticed a common denominator yet? It's like, ooh, yeah, Johnny, we have. Okay, so we understand what's going on now. Here's a dress of a very expensive dress in the Galleria. This is a bug. There's the eye, there's the mandibles. Where is this girl's vagina? Right about there. Well, again, mandibles are always by the vagina, like the largest altar in the world. Let's just shrink it down and put it on her dress. It's the same exact thing. How is it I'm able to do this over and over and over and over and over again? Here is another. This is St. Stephen's Cathedral right here. You see that? That's a spear tip going towards an open hole like a dimension. I already know what it is. It represents the penis. Let's turn it upside down. There it is upside down. Oh my gosh, it's a bug again. Here are Jaybird's audio speakers you can buy at Best Buy. Do you know anything about the Jaybird? The term naked is a jaybird came about when people were taken to prison. They were stripped of all their clothing and they were made to walk the line naked in front of all the other prisoners. Like us that were carried away captive in Jeremiah. It means to denude in a disgraceful way, to make naked. So jaybird, naked as a jaybird means a jailbird, and then you were made to walk the line in front of everybody naked to your cell because you were naked. And here is a headphones called jaybird. Turn them upside down. What are they? Well, if you turn them upside down, they're the same as the bug right there on St. Stephen's Cathedral. It's a bug again. I mean, here's the sigil of Baphomet. I'm just going to focus on the inner part. It's a bug with mandibles. My goodness, we are running into the same thing over and over and over and over again. This is CERN, by the way, and this is a really amazing image. You see that eye right there? When CERN opens up, get ready because that's what's going to... CERN is really a big magnet that's going to change the magnetic disposition that's around the Earth that we're in, and it's going to create a magnetic trough to the other side, and they're all going to come out. That's what's going on with CERN. That's what it's all about. Guaranteed. Okay, so here we go. There's the Pentagon. What's in the middle? A pentagram. So on and on and on and on it goes. This same exact thing repetitively. Here's a really great band. It's called Thy Art is Murder. Let me show you what, let's look at this. This is the truth. Thy art is murder. It's the Church of Satan. Look at the little lamb nursing off its mother. That's really a ravenous wolf. The Bible says in the end, your worst enemies will be members of your own family. Thy art is murder. Because, see, this is Satan's family. The flesh is his. And we're born into it. But the angel of the bottomless pit, which is the king of the bugs, he's running it to get more fuel for the army of, locusts, scorpions that are coming out of the pit. And this has been proven like so many times. It's ridiculous now. Here's a really great image of the Virgin right here. I took the Virgin to Guadalupe. And I put it in these colors so you could see it. This is an Arab king. There's his eye, there's his eye, there's his nose, there's his mouth, there's his beard, there's his turban coming down. And what you can do, it's right under the Virgin. By the way, Arab and Islam and Catholicism, they're one and the same. They worship the devil. Their God is the devil. There it is. See this guy? Look, there he is. See it right there? Look, just watch. See it? There it is. There it is. And so I went ahead and cropped it. There it is. There it is. Okay, here's a girl that's doing the devil horns, and it says pure, and her mouth is a Venus flytrap. Venus is Lucifer, and they're making fun of us. Here is a Venus flytrap tattooed on a leg, and the Venus flytrap is the Virgin, and it's a vagina. What do you think? Why do you think they named it the Venus flytrap? Again, here is like a fairy, a flying, fairy caught in a Venus flytrap. It's always the same thing over and over again. Here is a sheep. Now, you remember Eros and Psyche right here? Remember Eros and Psyche? There's the sheep, right? Okay, well, look at this. Look at this Venus flytrap that's on this girl's back. That's a sheep that's caught in it. Look. Okay, the wing right here that's supposed to be the wing of the bug that's enclosed in the Venus flytrap, that doubles as the ear of the sheep. See it? That's the shape of the sheep. And the wing right there, the wing of the alleged fly that's in there, is really the ear of the sheep that's trapped in the Venus, get it, Lucifer flytrap. And that's why they do this. They mock us all day long. Bible says, my people, those that rule my people, mock them, says the Lord. Okay, so the Vera chip, I've already shown you what the mark of the beast is. It means palisade and stake. A palisade is a fence post. That's a palisade. That's a sharpened, that's a palisade fence right there. The word mark of the beast in Revelation 13. Okay, Revelation 13. Here we go. And then, okay. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark. Look at this, mark. It says a scratch or etching that is stamped as a badge of servitude. And then you look at you walk it back, and it says charasso, to sharpen, to a point, a stake, a palisade or rampart, military mound for circumvallation in a siege. So, what is the mark of the beast? It's a palisade and a stake. It says to sharpen, to a point. What is the RFID chip? Well, the RFID is the same as the eye of a dragon or a serpent. See right there? That's the RFID chip. There's the Verichip company. There's their advertising for it. It's identical to a reptile eye, and that little thing goes in you through a palisade, which is a hypodermic needle, and that little thing is a stake. So it is exactly correct. A palisade, which is like a needle that it's going to go through, and a stake, and then it makes a mound inside your body, and that shows your badge of servitude that you serve the beast system. Do you see how fluid I can just keep going and going and going and going and going and going and going, showing you stuff that people have never known? No one's known this information. People haven't figured this out. You know, I go, oh, the mark of the beast is Sunday worship. No, it's not. That's so foolish, it's ridiculous. So anyway, so here we go, and you know, again, there's the dragon. See the dragon? The Sistine Chapel. This is easy to see because it's heavily pixelated, so you can really see the eye of the dragon, nose, there's the bottom chin, and the mouth is open, and it's all blue. That's a dragon in the Sistine Chapel. Again, here is the Vatican looking from the opposite direction as of the snake, and that is the beast rising up out of the sea. I'll show it to you right here. Look at that. There's the bug on the girl's dress. Here's the beast rising out of the sea. Ready? There you go. You see? That becomes the eye. See the mound over the eye, mound over the eye? Eye. See the ridge goes up and goes down just like the nose. Just depends on the angle you're at. And then the sidewalk or the pavement all around the thing is the same as the beast rising up out of the sea. I got this. It's like, dude, I've seen this so many times. The Lord has poured this info through me to such a point that, you know, you would probably not be able to deal with the amount of just anxiety that comes with knowing all this. It's staggering. Okay, I'm going to pause it for a sec, grab some water. All right, so now we're going to jump over to new folder 1, which is what I've been producing, you know, over these past 5 days. And we're going to go over this new folder 1, and that's going to prompt me to go to some other places and show you a lot more stuff that's all the same. Transmutation. Say it! Transmutation. 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 I mean, this is what's up, guys. There's no way out of this. This is exactly correct. Okay, so let's start again. Let's start right here with the cycle, angel to human to locust. Okay, y'all know about Octavia Butler. She wrote the book called Bloodchild, in which human refugees are imprisoned on an alien planet while they're used as hosts to breed the young of an insect race, which is exactly right. Let me show you a clothing store that's called H&M. Divided. Isn't that perfect? Here's a clothing brand called Broken Promises. It's got a checkerboarded scorpion because just like the host body system, and you know the Masons use black and white, checkerboard equals the two different races, and it's a scorpion from the pit. Broken Promises. Why does it say broken promises? Well, Lucifer promised you that you could have a host body and you'd be fine, and you took the bait, and he broke his promise because now you're a scorpion from the pit, and he's your boss. And it's horrifying. You're part of a hive that you were the energy for the grubs in the hive, and that's what you got used for. Broken promises. Let's see what this one says. Another one. It's a different one. It's a scorpion. It said, words mean nothing and promises are never kept. There you go. And it's a scorpion stinger again. Wow. This is just unbelievable, isn't it? Oh, there, look. Little Wayne. What's up, Little Wayne? You sold out, bro? Well, I feel sorry for you. Right side up, upside down cross with a triangle in the middle. That's nice. He's sold out to Satan. He wants things of this world. He got his little bit of fame, and now he is going to be Satan's biatch, and that's all there is to it. That's what he got. And I feel sorry for him because he probably didn't have anything, and it was easy to take the bait. Okay, ready? Here it is. It's the Statue of Liberty again. It's on top of a kelipot. In the dead center of the kelipot is a 5-pointed star, which represents one of God's angels that's being transmuted. I'm going to enlarge this one right here. There's the center of the kelipot. So when you do a full 180 degree rotation, the angel that was in there turns all the way upside down and becomes an upside down star, and that's the church of Satan. That's think of a church as a host body system. The host body system of Satan. That's what you got. That's what the angels get if you don't get converted. Let's look at this tattoo right here. Watch this. Look at that poor angel sitting there, and he's in the middle of a transmutation circle, right side up, upside down pyramid. See the angel? They see whoever's doing this stuff, they know what I know. But I'm going for all these other, not the same person did any of this stuff, but I can see the same thing in all of it. It's perfect. Again, all glory to the Lord. So look at the United States seal. Oh my gosh, look what this is. It's a transmutation circle. And there's a star in the middle. E pluribus unum. Many out of one. Oh, you mean like Elohim. Many out of one. And we're the many. The whole population is the many from the one. The singularity of all of it that left. That's it. Look at this. Y'all remember the Time's Up movement, right? Here's a magazine cover, and this person's got their mouth open. It says Time's Up. But let's count those spikes. 1, 2. We'll start with the big one right here. This one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, time's up. You know what they're saying, don't you? Time's up. It's been transmuted. The whole race has been transmuted from something to something else. Time's up. The cycle's complete. That's what it means. It's perfect. That's why they did an 11-pointed star coming out of the mouth. Okay, so here is, the obviousness now of the Twin Towers. Those are DNA strips, folks. Look at them at night. I've seen these things. When I say these things, I've looked at DNA strips. These are DNA panels right here. One DNA with an antenna representing the signal going to the pit. There's the queen standing right in front of the system. She rules over the twin system above ground, and Apollyon rules it from below ground. And look, there she is. And look, these are DNA panels. Look at them at night. There she is holding the penis and the imprisoned lightning. This is phenomenal. Phenomenal. That's what's on the $20 bill. The Twin Towers burning up. And it shows them burning up right under the Arch of Washington. Let's check that out real quick. Okay, so there you go. There's a $20 bill. It's got the Twin Towers. I just put a red V and a white V. It makes a double U. And so they burned down the double U system. And now there's a one World Freedom Tower because the host body is becoming purely evil. Oh, remember what the Lord God said in Genesis 6. For my spirit will no longer strive with man, for he is mortal flesh. So there comes a cutoff point to where the Lord's Spirit is no longer going to strive to get spirits out, to get angels out. He's going to say, cutoff point, I'm no longer going to get a stride. It's time to cut it all down. And I'm the harbinger of the fire that's coming to consume the entire earth. That's why the Lord told me to name my ministry Before the Fire. And he proved it. The very first night of the radio program, my call dock lit up and the Lord told me, someone's calling in right now to get saved. And I had a headset on. You can go find it on Blog Talk Radio. Maybe one of my subscribers can post it on this video as a comment. The very first night, I was like, someone's calling in to get saved right now. And hear the Lord tell me, my whole body was buzzing. There were so many calls. I was like, which one do I pick? I just clicked on one. And it was Yvonne Hughes. And I think her name means child of fire. I was like, you got to be kidding. And she called in and she was like, she's from England and she was so sweet. She was like, oh, I just wanted to give my life to Christ. The Lord just grabbed me and told me to right now to do it. And I knew she was calling in to get saved because the Lord communicated it to me. And I picked the one number out of all the numbers in the call doc and her name meant child of fire. That's a, what? Yeah, that's true. It's documented. Okay, so now as we go through, so we know in the Vatican that the list of popes right here, the list of popes, we know that this guy right here is on the list of popes. We know that it's an angel trapped in a human human body, and that's his slave collar. That's really the beast. We know it's got two fetuses on each side with umbilical cords going to each side of his brain. We know that when you turn it upside down, it's a locust coming out of the pit. Well, here's a skateboard you get from Zoomies, and it's got the same exact look as the Virgin. And so on the skateboard, it's dressed like the Virgin, but behind the face is from Mars Attack. Look what's coming out. Brrr. Locust from the pit, from under the Virgin. Brrr. There you go. How come it's always the same thing over almost, let's see, what are we at? We're at like 7 hours. And home run. Home run. Home run. I like that sound. Home run. I got to get some water. Hang on. Yeah, my throat's so. So now would be a pretty good time to bring up the fact that the abortion bill in New York, whatever the number was, I don't have it in front of me, meant to pierce and sting. And the way they kill the babies is with they can do a bicycle spoke, a knitting needle, an injection to pierce. And the same lady that introduced the abortion bill at the same time introduced a bill to save the cankerworm. And that bill number meant like egg in the Bible. y'all are getting this now, aren't you? You're finally like, okay, Johnny, okay. All right? It's like, okay, I've had enough. No, there's more. There's a lot more. It just keeps going. There's a never-ending supply of this stuff. Because I woke up in a world I don't belong to. But I can show it to you because I've been set apart from it. Therefore, I can see it. Let's see. Let me show you the card that broke my heart. This is a card my wife gave me. She and I used to be best friends. And then I got saved. And then because I was saved and she wasn't, and we got married, she was freaking out. Where's the old Johnny? I just want the old Johnny back. You know, the Johnny that used to wheel and deal and just was always all over the map and, always chasing the millions of dollars. And I was good at what I did. Pretty good at it. Made a whole lot of money for Ray-Ban Bausch & Lomb in 1 year. Over $100 million in 1 year. In 1 year of using my trademarks. Them using my intellectual property. So, if you own the intellectual property, that's what made the money But of course, you need the the infrastructure and the machine behind you to do it. But still, the point is, I was involved in a $375 million lawsuit. So I was playing with the big boys, the big boys. When you're talking about that kind of money, and she could not believe I was more interested in drawing in pictures and free. Oh, check it out! It's an alien. She was like, ah. I was like, this is so cool. I was like, there's nothing like the truth, guys. So she gave me this card. It's tilted sideways. It says, when you find yourself out on a limb. Well, the first thing I thought is, what a weird card to give me. Why she got two girls sitting in a tree? Come on, you can do better than that. This is so... Really? Two girls in their night dress? What am I, like one of the girls in the night dress? What are you saying? I don't wear your night. No, it's like... No, when she gave it to me, I thought it was kind of odd. I was like, and I looked at it and I was like, no, it's a serpent eating a sheep. I was like, no, there's the eye of the serpent. There's the back of the head. It's going this way. There's the open mouth. That line right there makes the stretchy skin because it's eating the sheep. There's the eye of the sheep. Let's see. There's, yep. I'll tell you what I'll do is I'll rotate it and I'll show it all to you. I'm trying to turn my head and do it. So there's the serpent right there with the mouth wide open. And so let me just show it to you. So here's the sheep right here. So if I rotate the card this way, there's the eye of the sheep, top of the head of the sheep. There's the ear of the sheep coming down, nose of the sheep, line in the mouth of the sheep, bottom jaw of the sheep, neck of the sheep. And it even has a tongue sticking out right there. And so I'll take this sheep right here, and I'll just kind of go like this so you can see. Yeah, like that. Just like that. See the sheep right there? So here's the serpent underneath it. So one's right side up, one's upside down. And there's the serpent eating the sheep. Imagine how bad my heart broke when she gave me that. And I could see it. I was like, no, no, no. Yep, my wife gave me that. In the end, your worst enemies will be members of your own household. Then I walked into Starbucks, and y'all probably heard the story. I told Chris, the manager, hey, I'll bet you $1,000,000 Alex over there draws a picture of me, of my face, and when he does, he puts a dead sheep on my face. Chris looked at me, and he's like, dude, what are you smoking? I was like, nothing. He's like, dude, that's so weird. I said, I'll bet you $1,000,000 if I sell my intellectual property ever, if I ever decide to do something like that, I'll give you the first $1,000,000. He's like, I'll take it. Week and a half later, I went in there. Alex, hey, Jack, how you doing? Just like Obama does. So if Alex is drawing a picture of me with a dead sheep, and he's going, and Obama's looking in a mirror going, what does that tell you? He's a sheep killer too. Duh, no brainer. It's right out of the Bible. Against whom do you sport yourself and stick out your tongue? Are you not the seed of falsehood? Children of the adulterer and the whore. Yep. So there you go. So I walk in and there's the picture Alex drew of me right there. I thought it was pretty good. I was like, wow, that's pretty good. And so I immediately spotted the sheep behind my ear, and I'll just drag this over. Right there behind my ear. See it? Dun, 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 behind the ear. And I was like, wow, and look what he did. Check this out. He did a really good job, I got to admit. So look right there. So there's the closed eye of the sheep right there. And there's like, the socket of the eye. There's the nostril. There's mouth open. And look, even did the little tongue right there. Little drips. Look at the snot coming out of the nose. And then he used my do-rag for one ear. And then he made the other ear up right there. And so there's a dead sheep behind me. And there's a serpent eating me as well. Eating the sheep as well. And I was like, wow. So some guy at Starbucks drew the same thing as the largest altar in the world. He drew the same thing as a pyramid from Guatemala. He did the same thing as a pyramid from ancient Egypt. It's probably just some whacked out, coincidence probably. And I'm probably a false prophet, and you should probably never listen to a word I say. I told you at the end of this I have a word for all those guys. It's horrifying. Yeah, you know what? I got to admit, I just want to talk to y'all. I feel really terrible about it. I don't want anything to happen to anybody. I don't care how bad they hate me. I really don't. I don't want anyone to have to deal with what's coming, man. It's Horrorville is coming. It's pretty serious stuff. All right, let's lighten the mood a little bit. Okay, let's do it. Let's whoop Satan's butt. Here we go. We're whooping it. There's a dead sheep. Okay, so when I asked Alex, when I showed it to Chris, Chris's eyes were like, oh, and I looked at him like, I told you, dude. And then Alex got off on a break right then, and I said, hey, Alex, you got a minute? He's like, yeah, man, what's up? I said, hey, you want to sit down? Yeah, man. He sits down, and I was like, hey, that's a pretty good likeness of me, dude. He's like, yeah. I said, so, yeah, I've actually seen this before. And he's like, he's like confused, like, what do you mean? I was like, yeah, I've actually had other people draw images of me before. And he's like, oh, yeah. And he went from, oh, yeah. I said, so let me ask you a question. Why'd you put a dead sheep behind my ear? And he went from, yeah, to, do you know who you're speaking with? I was like, yeah, I think I know who I'm speaking with. And then I jumped up, ran out. I said, hold that thought. I jumped up. I ran out the door of Starbucks because my kid was getting his haircut literally right next door. I opened the door and I said, how long is he going to be in the chair? And the girl's like 10 minutes. I said, send him to Starbucks. And I ran back. And when I ran back, right when I opened the door to Starbucks, Alex was drawing the all-seeing eye on the lid of my latte. And he looks up like this. He's like, and I'm like, oh, crap. I was like, I looked at him and I go, yeah, I know who I'm talking with. I know who I'm speaking with. Do you know who you're speaking with? And he went, yes. And I said, so you know that I'm a messenger? And he went, yes. So I'm talking to the angel of the bottomless pit in Starbucks. Wrap your brain around that. He drew the same agenda as the Vatican, as a pyramid from ancient Egypt, as a pyramid from Guatemala, as a card that my wife gave me, and on and on. And I'm sitting there talking to that entity in the middle of Starbucks. And I said, so you know I'm a messenger? And he goes, yes. And I said, do you know what the message is? And he looked despondent. He went, yes. He looked down like he knew he was in trouble. And he went, yes. And I went, your time is up. I went, your time is up. And he just went, and man, I saw it coming, just like, and I was like, oh, I was like, oh, and I got some distance from the table. There was a pin, and because I was like, he's going to grab it and just, I'm going to be like, ooh, pin in my neck. And I was like, here it comes. And so I got some distance so I could react to it. And so he did. He went for the pin. Boom, he grabs it. Instead of trying to stick me in the neck, he starts drawing. I'm like, what the hell? He drew a skeleton, a skull in the rib cage, and like a great white shark coming out one half, and a rhino out the other half. Rhino represents, almost extinct, just like Mark Echo, the shirt I wore. And then the shark was like attacking, like had its mouth open. And he wrote, shield my eyes from the sun, for I know not what lies before me. And I'm like, and he goes, do you know what that means? And I'm like, no, probably not. I feel really stupid. I should know, right? I'm here. I'm having I feel really bad. I'm having a conversation with the angel of the bottomless pit. I probably should really know this, right? It was like something like, I'm everywhere you go. I was like, oh, well, good. And then Chris came over and walked around the counter, and he was like, Alex. And Alex was like, it looked like he had, ever seen anyone that's punch drunk where they got the crap beat out of them and they're not sure where they're at. They're all like, whoa. That's how Alex was. He didn't even know what had happened. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. 2 Timothy, in meekness, instructing those who oppose himself, if God peradventure will give them repentance to the acknowledging of the truth, and who are taken captive by him, by Satan, at his will. So anytime he wants to access somebody, he can do it if you're connected to the system, unless you've cut the cord. That's why in the Matrix movie, when Neo takes the red pill, the system flushes him out. It has to let go of you. Yep. That's why that's in the Matrix. Okay, so anyway, moving on. There's the dead sheep behind Johnny's ear that was given to him by Alex. There's the sheep being eaten by a serpent that was given to Johnny by his wife. There's Johnny with the dead sheep on his head and a goat with a serpent eating Johnny that was given to him by Marcel at the warehouse. So do you think I might know what the hell I'm talking about now? It's like, guys, I'm telling you, it's like, oh no, he's a false prophet. I saw his eyes. It's like, way to go. You're going to hell now. Good job. Great. Used to really frustrate me. I'm like, what a, But they're the army that's been sent against the Lord's, I don't like saying it, against the Lord's people, prophets. They go for you. They hate you. Okay, so Marcel comes up. He's like, "Hola, Johnny, mira, yo lo hago para ti." I'm like, "Hey, ¿qué onda, wey? What's up? Soy un pinche vampiro." He made me like a vampire. He put fangs on me because I had vampire sunglasses at the warehouse. He made my eyes closed because he was mocking me like I was blind to it. And you know what? When he gave it to me, it was in 2001 before I got saved. And guess what? I was blind. I couldn't even see what he put in it. But then I got saved in 2002 and I saw it. I'm like, what the hell? And I was on my way down to the warehouse looking for him. And it's probably a really good thing he wasn't there. I'll just leave it at that. Because the old Johnny could have resurfaced and that might not have been good. I was having some bad thoughts on the way down there. So anyway, look right here on the top of my head. Look at the knot of wood. See the little knot in the wood? He used that because it looks like water, so he made that the ear of the eye of the sheep, and it's because the tear coming out the eye because it's like a watermark. And then he made the ear of the sheep right there, top of the head, nose, tongue sticking out, line in the snoot, under the neck. Then he made the hair like this underneath, and then there's a sheep facing this way, but then you go here and this becomes the front leg. Watch this. That becomes the front hoof of a goat, and you go around my ear and there's the goat's eye, ear, horn. So it's a goat facing one way and a sheep facing the other way. And then he's got a serpent eating me. So now I've had my wife give me a card with a serpent eating a sheep. Marcel give me a piece of wood with a serpent eating a sheep with my image on it. Alex giving me an image of myself with a serpent eating a sheep. Largest altar in the world, serpent eating sheep. Pyramid from Guatemala, serpent eating sheep. Pyramid from ancient Egypt, serpent eating sheep. Are y'all starting to get this yet? It's like we are angels on a planet. We were led away captive. We were denuded, put in host body, which is our suit of nakedness. We lost our shiny, glorified Elohim, the shining one bodies. We got trapped inside of a host body transmutation device. And if we don't get redeemed, we don't get converted before we die, we go to the pit and we feed one of the creatures that's going to come out of the pit, whether or not it's a locust, scorpion, or whatever the hell. It's a xenomorph, okay? It's Satan's army. I just proved it. Over and 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 over again. Right? I mean, right? You guys are with me, right? You see this? Forbidden fruit. Nice. Okay, well, you know, here's a really great image. I put that guy that's having sex with the scorpion. I put angel wings on him because that's what. Oh, death, where's thy sting? Oh, that's what you meant. Now, here's the girl. Remember, I showed you the girl that's got the tattoo on her chest. Dun 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 dun. It's a sheep, and it's birthing a praying mantis right out of the center snoot part of the sheep. See it? Bam! There you go. The most interesting man in the world. two chicks. X chromosome, X chromosome. Yeah. Okay, right here on the Arch of Washington, they made the $20 bill right here, the Arch of Washington with the Twin Towers burning underneath. That's what it is. Right here it says exitus acta probat. That means the outcome justifies the deed right there. What's the outcome? Well, the One World Freedom Tower is there now, look. So, burning the twin system down, the Garden of Eden, getting God's angels and leading them astray, taking them to another world, getting them caught in host body systems so you can get their energy and start a new race, which is made manifest by the One World Freedom Tower. Exitus acta probat, the outcome justifies the deed. And look what's right up here on the thing. Do you think that's a shield right there? No, that's an evil, wicked face. Eye, mouth. And those are the swords of Islam right there on the Washington Arch. Do you not think we have Islam running parts of our government? Are you kidding? Muslim Brotherhood, Barack Obama, Bubba, Sobarka, Hakrabios, Scorpion Goddess of the Dawn? Yeah. I got a lot of data, don't I? I told you. Lots and lots. Lots. And you know what? I'm not joking. I could do 6 to 8 hours more. I'm just trying to keep it within, no one losing their mind boundaries, especially me. Okay, you guys saw the movie I, Robot, right? It says it's in Chicago in 2035. Well, Chicago 2035, that's interesting. I wonder why it matters what year it was. I'll tell you what, the movie's about an insurrection, and it's an overthrow of a bunch of robots that are going to take over and kill everybody. So let's look at Strong's 2035 and see why they put that on the screen. Oh, because 2035 means an overthrow, destruction, ruin. There you go. An overthrow, destruction, ruin. So in the movie I, Robot, and let me see where I'm at on that. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. I'm going to slide this further over here to the edge right here. So in the movie I, Robot, they wrote Chicago 2035 because the robots, which only they're programmed to do one thing, just like a hive programs all their members to do the same thing. The queen runs all of them. They have no will of their own. That makes them a robot. AI, artificial intelligence. Guess what's going to take over? Have you seen your iPhone lately? Who do you think runs all this knowledge? Angel of the bottomless pit, the robots. They're robots because they don't have free will. Well, during the opening scene of I, Robot, they just conveniently played very superstitious. The writing's on the wall, very superstitious, ladders about to fall, and about the devil's on his way. And then it shows on the JVC recorder 9/11. Wow. And Detective Spooner, it shows his badge number is 4084. I wonder what 4084 is in the Strong's Concordance. I'll tell you what, let's have a look. 4084. Now don't forget, he's a detective, so he goes and he arrests people and catches them and takes them to jail. So let's see what 4084 means. He's a detective, so his badge number is 4084. Oh, his badge number means I lay hold of, apprehend, catch, and arrest. Oh, that's what they did to Jesus. They were seeking to seize him. They were seeking to take, that they might seize, that they might arrest him. Oh, that's convenient. I've done so much work to try and help everybody. There's so much data that the Lord's given me that is so profound. It's amazing that I don't have PTSD. You gotta have a sense of humor about this stuff, if you don't have a sense of humor, you'll never make it. You will freak out of your mind. Okay, let's go back. So, You see what I'm saying? There seems to be this obvious common theme that humans are really a race of bugs run from the pit. Oh, that would fit right in with Genesis 1:26 and 27. So Elohim said, let us create man in our phantom image, representative figure, especially an idol, illusion, Genesis 1. See how I've been using the Bible the whole time? So Elohim created man, a human being hypocrite in his own image, a phantom, that is figuratively an illusion, because the host body system is nothing more than a hunting ground where angels are hunted for dinner. Oh, there's a guy named YG that's got a clothing line called 400, and it really means hunted for dinner. I've shown it to you. I'll show it to you again. You know, you see what I mean? I can go all day, all night, all day, all night, all day, all night with the same stuff. So nobody I know can do this, but that's because the Lord poured the total truth into me. There's Barack Hussein Obama Sobarka from the back of his mother's Indonesian passport renewal, and I'll let you see it. They crossed it out. There's Barack Hussein Obama Sobarka. What's Sobarka backwards? It's Hakrab Eos. Did you know that in Hebrew, Hakrab means scorpion? No. Yeah. Did you know Eos is goddess of the dawn? You know, like the Statue of Liberty, looking at the dawn every morning, waiting for Apollyon, Apollo, Helios to rise up out of the pit. That's why she's looking the direction of the sunrise. Goddess of the dawn, standing on top of the host body that's run by the scorpions from the pit. And Barack Hussein Obama Sobarka just happens to be Hakrab Eos, and Hakrab is scorpion? No. Yep. I'm not kidding. Let's see it. There it is. Let's see. Where'd it go? There it is. There's Eos, goddess of the dawn. But watch this. I'll do it right in front of you. There it is. The name Sobarka written backwards is Hakrab plus Eos. The names of the stars and constellations in Hebrew, Hakrab is a scorpion right there. In Hebrew, Hakrab is scorpion. So Hakrab equals scorpion plus Eos, goddess of the dawn. So scorpion, goddess of the dawn is what Sobarka means. No, he's probably not the Antichrist. It's probably Prince William or Donald Trump. Okay. All right. Sure. It's like oh, Tyrannosaurus Rex boy, what's up? What's up, Obama? Hey, what's up, Winky Tongue Man? What's happening? What's up? Let's take a look at what's up. I'll tell you what's up. There's like a yin yang with a sperm and a serpent, and there's a big sperm right there. See the line right here? That gives it its depth right down the center. So it's raised up off his chin because it's a fang of a serpent. Oh, the serpent's bite is a sperm. You get it? The serpent's bite is a sperm. Oh, no way. You know what? Check this out. Watch. Let's do it. Watch this. Ready? Google images. Come on. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it. Give it. Serpent bite whiskey or cider. Let's see. What's up? Serpent's bite. Where are you? Serpent's bite. Okay, now there's one where it's a sperm. I've seen it. Okay, nope. I'm going to find you. Serpent's bite logo. Okay, serpent's bite cider. Where are you? I'm going to find it. Even if y'all have to sit here and watch me hunt for it until I find it, I'm going to find it. It's like, hang on. Serpent's bite Cider. I have it in one of the folders. Oh, come on, where are you? Okay, maybe I won't make you guys say her. There it is. Look at that. I got it. Mickey Finn's Serpent's Bite. Look at it. It's a sperm. I told you. See the sperm? I'm obsessed with sperm. I just can't get over it. I love it when people say, Kleck's obsessed with sperm. Is it me? Or is it the people that made Serpent's Bite? Is it me? Or is it the guys that did the altar at the Vatican? I mean, is it me? Or is it Ariana Grande with a bunch of guys rolling around in shaving cream? Is it me? Or is it those guys, and I'm just showing you how twisted they are because the Lord gave me a gift. So when people say, oh, Kleck, you're obsessed with sperm, I'm like, yeah. Okay. Sure. Yeah, okay. You're operating on high discernment levels. There you go. There's the sperm. See it? And then it's an owl. See the beak of the owl? There's the eye of the owl, and then it's the eyes of a serpent. There the fangs are, and there's the representation of the bite in the Garden of Eden. Isn't that fantastical that you have a serpent eating a sperm, and that the fang on Obama's head is a sperm representing the serpent's bite from the Garden of Eden? I mean, can you imagine what you just looked at right now? That would be enough for like a video where you're like running, oh, I got the greatest video of all time. I proved Barack Obama's the serpent from the Garden of Eden. I'm like, guys, do you know what you're looking at? Yeah, I just proved Barack Obama's the serpent from the Garden of Eden. He's the Elohim boss, you know, the host body of the bugs. Why do you think he's got antennas? Just because, you know, he's so in tune with everybody. It's so stupid. Yeah. Okay. Oh, look it in the mirror, wink in the eyes, stick it out. Hey, what's up, Alex? You're going to draw a picture of me, Barack, with a dead sheep on my face, and I'm going to be right. So let's do a zero in on that serpent face. Let's do it. Look at that. There's the eye of the serpent. See, coming down that ridge that goes down. Oh, looky. Look at the fang. Let's see. Let me get that banner. Look at the fang made by the sperm, and then it turns right at his eye. Look at the other fang is made by a shadow. So one's a sperm, one's a shadow. Perfect. Look at the eye of the serpent. Look at the eye of the serpent. Wow, this is some good stuff, Kleck. Thanks. It's like what's up, What's up, Tyrannosaurus boy? What's up? Check it out. Can y'all look? Let's enlarge this. Can y'all see the Tyrannosaurus right there? I can. See it? There's the eye. Let's see if it'll. Yeah, there you go. Just take a look. There's the eye. There's the ridge over the eye. I should have left that yellow. And then there's the yellow for the one on the far side, just like in the head of Akhenaten. Now it's all full grown. There's the eye. There's the ridge over the eye coming down the nose. And there's the open mouth right here, bottom jaw. And then I saw, well, I can color in the teeth too. And there's the sheep. But then if this is the back of the Tyrannosaurus Rex, and then I could bring his tail on around because I already saw it. And there's a crap coming out the back of the Tyrannosaurus, and it's the tongue of the sheep. Tell me, how twisted is Kehinde Wiley? I like to take little shots at masculinity, so I break it down to its most essential component, which is sperm, and I put it in my paintings. And as a fang on Barack's forehead. Okay, cool. That's great. It's awesome. We got a party, dude. It's like, let's talk art. Oh, man. Seriously? Okay, well, let's take our Tyrannosaurus Rex right here, and let's just put it right there. Look at that. That's so great. Look at that. Da, 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 da. Look at that. I mean, look at this. So this is a clear plastic layover. This shows you that I actually drew in all those lines. It's a Tyrannosaurus Rex. It's a damn dinosaur. I think we solved the mystery of the dinosaurs. You know? Yep, there it is. Okay. Anyway, y'all have seen this previously, so I won't spend a lot of time on it. I just want to, freak out for a minute, convince myself I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be all right. I'm going to be all right. Okay, let's see. There you go, Tyrannosaurus Rex. And he is the serpent from the garden. So I will go like this. I'll take the head of the serpent, and there it is. That's what's up. Obama, the serpent from the garden. There you go. Look at that. That's amazing. Okay, so anyway, there's Mana, blah, blah, blah. We've already seen all that. Okay, let's do Marina Abramovic. She's a Hollywood witch. Everyone loves going to her parties. She's got friends like Jay-Z and Beyonce and all that. Had Debbie Harry. What do you notice? In her book, she's Marina Abramovic. Marina right side up, Abramovic upside down. She's right side up and upside down. She's all in red. And here she is writing out her spell on the wall. And if you don't believe me, just go look it up. That mixture that she writes on the wall is blood, semen, breast milk, and urine. I don't know what the urine's all about, but the breast milk, the semen, and the blood, that's the life cycle, guys. And so she's going to write on the wall, with a sharp knife, cut off your own head. I mean, this is insanity. See the letter W? With a sharp knife, cut deeply into your middle finger, middle of your left hand, eat the pain. The middle finger of your left hand, eat the pain. So, what does that make? A W. Live long and eat cake of yourself. I mean, what do you do with this stuff? It's like, you guys are freaks. Highly functioning host body bug freaks. Yeah. That have really wild parties. There it is. I mean, look at the W. What do you notice about the W? It's that kind of W. That kind. Yeah. They love that. They love using that particular W. They use it all the time. Okay. Let's see. Anything? Let me make sure. I hope my mic's on. No, it's not on. I freak out of my mind. No. Okay. What happened? No. No. Okay. Nope. We're still in it. Wait. What happened? I'm going to panic. I'm not going to panic. Okay. I may panic. I'm not sure what just happened. Okay, give me a second, guys. I'll pause. Okay, so now we've established a consistent pattern for 7 hours of data. Oh, wow, it's probably not true. Collects a false prophet. No, y'all are in deep trouble, I'm sorry to say. But this may be my personal favorite. No, don't make me look. I don't want to see it. Don't make me look. It's just so bad. You ready? Okay, y'all know that they hunt men because we have all read Ezekiel, haven't we? We've all read it together now, haven't we? Ezekiel 13. And it says, because they have seduced my people, saying peace, there was no peace. And one built up a wall, and lo, others daubed it. Just like a wasp, like a mud dauber making its nest. Wherefore thus saith the Lord God, behold, I am against your pillows, cushion or pillows covering a bed or a seat too plump, like the pupa, fill up the hollows like the pupa in the nest, to cover for clothing or secrecy. And okay, so that's what's going on. Where ye there hunt, wherewith ye there hunt to lie alongside, that is lie in wait, figuratively men, the souls, to make them fly, to break forth as a bud and bloom, generally to spread and specifically to fly, as extending the wings. That's why all these images I show you are these bugs coming out of the pit. I've shown you so many bugs. on so many locations on women, common denominator right over their vagina with the mandibles ready to receive what's going in between the mandibles, which is a penis, which is where the semen comes from, which is where one of God's angels is going through with the spark of life into the matrix. You ready? My personal favorite. I don't really mean that. I mean that in a really facetious way because y'all are going to be like, oh no, Joel, oh, I can't believe it. Everyone with squeamish stomachs and a little unnerved, turn aside now. It's just like, what's this? So the Witch of Hollywood, right? Hollywood witch. Look at her with the little boy. Ready? Look at her with the little boy covering his eyes up. You evil, evil, evil witch. Dust making fun of Adam. You know, like Adam, God's Adam, the Lord God's. So look at this. Here's her little party. Ready? Here it is. They have a model laying in a pool of blood and they go take little sips. There's little kids walking around. What the hell? These people, what? They have tables where they have holes cut in the middle and they have performance models with their heads coming through like their heads cut off. Oh, remember what it said about the pupa and the pit that were scratching their mandibles? One day they will be used to cut off the heads of their prey. And here they are at the Mocha Gala with people's heads coming through. But here it is, my favorite one. I told you, the entrance to the vagina behind the veil took us behind the veil into the Sitra Achra, the realm of evil from the other side that's trying to get out and make war against the Lord God, who will destroy at the brightness of his coming. Well, you see that? That's a bug coming out from behind the veil. This is a vagina, and out of that dimension is death coming out of that dimension in the shape of a bug, and it's got a penis for a proboscis. Well, let's take that vagina and let's take Marina Abramovic, who's sitting there dressed in black leathers holding like an M16 or an AR-15, and she's sitting there like a soldier, a female soldier, and she's got her legs spread and she's got nothing on. She's naked, but I'm going to cover it up. And she's got her M16, knowing that she is a female warrior. Just stop and look at what you're looking at. She's sitting there clad in black like, you know, like a mercenary, where she's got her M16. She's in all black, and she's got her genitalia exposed. And that's what's up. Because they hunt men with that right there. That's how they hunt angels. That's how the angels are hunted. Good job there. Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. I'm sorry, I couldn't help it. Oh, get me out of here. I want to go. I got to go. Get me out. And here's Marina Abramovic with a bunch of little kids. Look at all the little kids. These are children. And she made a black star. And she's holding a skeleton in front of her in the middle of a black star, representing the death of an angel. I just would love to go to the Mocha Gala. Can somebody get a ticket and invite me, please? We will have a hoot. Yeah. Okay, only 4 more folders. No, I'm not kidding. I have so much more stuff. It's like, ah. Okay. I think this is a good stopping point, but now I'm going to drink some coffee. I'm going to switch. I'm going to brush my teeth. I'm going to get a little honey on my throat because my throat hurts so bad because I've been talking so much and I won't shut up. Help, I'm talking and I can't shut up. And then I'm going to give you a prophetic utterance. I have a lot more to show you, but at this point, I think y'all get it. And I'll do another 3-4 hour video again, and I'll go through the data and say, well, I should really give them this folder and this one. I've got so much more. It's insane. I told you I can do this all day, all night, for days and days and days if I could just stay up that late. I only got 2 hours sleep last night, but I'm here. I'm a team player, guys. I want to make Dad proud. I want to give it all I got. Okay, so I'm going to get some coffee. I'm going to brush my teeth. I'm going to drink some water. I'm going to pray. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to prophesy what the Lord gave me, because I think it's time just to kind of put it all together for right now. I can do another 3 or 4 hour video after this and give you more data. I don't want to just keep going because, man, this will wear you down. This kind of data on this kind of level, it's overwhelming. So you're going to have to pray a lot. Try and just keep a sense of humor about it. It's like, what can you do? Thank God you're not going to be part of what's happening here. Okay, I love you guys. I'll see you in a few. I'm going to change my 100% No Line Lifetime Member shirt. Thank you very much who sent it. And then I'm going to come back and prophesy. And then I'm going to load this thing up. If you want to just blow someone's mind, send them the intro. Probably no, I don't know if I'd send them the skydiving thing, because they might just go, okay, that's it, I'm done. If you don't know what's going on here, that'll be hard for you to receive. But if you know what's going on here, you're probably thinking, yeah, I'm pretty sure Kleck's got something going on. It's like, he just told me to do it, so I'm going to do it. Yeah. Okay. I'll see you in a few, which for y'all will literally only be like 1 second, because even if I'm gone for 30 minutes, it'll just be paused. I get a little punchy. I'm kind of tired. I need some coffee bad. Okay. Be right back.